Side, please. Emergency official business. Ma'am, side, please. Side, please. Thank you. Official business, sir. Ma'am, emergency. Please step aside, sir.
Hey, get lost. I'm waiting here, huh?
FBI, you might want to stay out of this, all right, sir? Excuse me, sir. Ma'am, please. Back off. All right, I need 8 double tall.
So you have to wonder, is it possible that this is the last day of Star Wars Celebration? We have a Star Wars live stream today at 3:30 Eastern, I believe. We also have the last Sideshow live stream booth tour tonight. I believe that starts at 8 p.m. And you have to wonder, are we going to wake up tomorrow morning? What are we going to wake up with tomorrow morning? What about before the stroke of midnight tomorrow, Monday? How about right before the end of May 31st? Is it possible the Dark Jedi has some insights into that? And holy smoke, baby, what a month it's been for Star Wars Hot Toys. I know I originally said I was going to start at 12:30 Eastern, but I figured I had to go on a half hour early because I missed you all last night. And I just can't wait to go on and talk about all of this. We're going to have a pretty giant panel at the 12:30 hour. But right now you're stuck with me for the first 30 minutes. There's so much secondary market heat. I don't even know where to begin on top of all the other Star Wars Hot Toys heat. But let me tell you something, baby. Let's dive into all this Hot Toys Star Wars news. And let's go ahead and do it right now. Would you believe me if I told you I actually play the bass on that ending riff? Welcome to another episode of the Market Value Chart Show right here at 6 Scale Cantina. And in case you don't know who I am the Dark Jedi, Aries Tarrington. And I will be serving up all the Star Wars Hot Toys talk, along with a full panel that's going to be coming in at the 12:30 point of this hour. But I just couldn't wait to come on and kick this started off here right at 12 noon. My deepest apologies for missing you last night. We had it all ready to go. Something came up. But it is so hard to keep the Dark Jedi down because I have some force powers, and when I exercise them, baby, holy smokes, and goodness gracious, what a month it has been, and it's not over yet for Star Wars from Hot Toys and for Star Wars from Disney Plus. And for Star Wars, if you are a Star Wars fan and you are a toy collector and you are collecting the king of all toys, Hot Toys, you must be quite beside yourself Wow. I've got the coffee brewing. It is early in the morning. This is the official 6 scale Cantina mug. Is it possible? You have to wonder. You can always pick one of these up cheap. I don't make really anything on these. I just put them up for you. You can go to Zazzle right there. You can click on it. You get an 11 ounce, a 15 ounce. If you ever want these close to the holidays, a birthday, a gift, they're pretty cool. I've got the 15 ounce one for sure. Yeah. Anyway, and I've got plenty of coffee brewing over here. We've got all the pots. I got my thermos over here. I'll continue to be serving it up. Wow. And how the heck are you all doing? Happy Memorial Day weekend to all of you out there. I hope you're having a great weekend. It is still Star Wars Celebration. It is still the month of May. It is May 29th. We got more celebration stuff coming on later today from Star Wars. More celebration news coming from Sideshow later tonight. Who knows what's going to happen at the top of midnight tonight, at the stroke of midnight, when it comes to Hot Toys. Who knows what's going to happen tomorrow? It's only May 30th. And don't discount Tuesday either, May 31st. Who knows when we wake up Wednesday morning, June 1st, just how we are going to look back at May. My. And you have to wonder, is it possible, if nothing else happens, that it's still going to be the most epic month in Hot Toys history? And I say, yes. To be quite frank, we don't even need anything else right now. And we've certainly got everything teased that we needed. Another Han on display. Mace Windu in the battle droid, picture. I'm pretty satisfied. But if you want to serve me up some more Hot Toys here in a 6-scale Cantina mug, the Dark Jedi will do nothing to stop you. Wow. Goodness gracious me. Let's go ahead and say hi to the people that are in here right now. And we have the Thor 2941. Stop by for a second, say hello, and enjoy my 52 years old today. Happy birthday to you. And still a Star Wars fan since 1977. Wow, the Thor 2941. Me as well. And happy birthday to you today. Happy 52nd birthday. And I think we have to fill the Thor up. And that's going to be a table 2 today. And let's go ahead and fill up the first table. Table 2 for the Thor 2941, and for any of you that are sitting at the Cantina at table 2 with him.
This drink, I like it.
I know, it's great, right?
Another!
And you have to wonder, are we going to get another announcement from Hot Toys to Star Wars? Maybe we'll hear from the Hot Toys wizard. You have to wonder, is this what they call me or the Thor 2941 on his birthday?
They call him the Wizard.
Happy birthday to you, Thor. Good for health. My cousin is at Celebration. I think he's going to snag me a code. There you go, baby. And I'm telling you right now, I think that both of those Chrome troopers are going to be up tomorrow or the next day there on Sideshow. We'll have to see. We'll have to see for sure. There's the Thor putting in some of the coffee signs over there. Beskar Kid says happy birthday to the Thor. Sean Smith is in the house. Sean, let me know what table you're at. Hi, Avery. One Obi-Wan show was good. Can't wait. Episode 3. I am getting Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Hot Toys for sure. Man, did they do a good job? Let's fill up table 2. Also sitting with Thor is this man who changed everything. Him and a little green guy changed everything for Star Wars.
This is the way.
Boy, you're not kidding. And certainly the way that Hot Toys is going. The collector number 1 is also in the house saying happy birthday as well. And the collector says smash that like button on the way in, baby. Good to have the collector in the house. Let us go ahead and also fill up the collector sitting at table 2 today with the Thor on his birthday, and with Thor, and with this guy who changed it all.
This is the way.
Let's continue to go down some of these comments in here. Doc Smizzle says, and Doc, welcome in here. And I love the new avatar there, Doc. Looks absolutely fantastic. Great job on that, man. They will definitely go up on the site. The main benefit of getting this code to get it while it's a con exclusive to order is the free shipping bonus. Absolutely. Absolutely. So if you can go ahead and snag a code, just like Doc Smizzle is saying there, go ahead and absolutely do that. Thank you so much, Doc. Fabulous Disaster is in the house. Brand new Cantina Insider that just joined the other day. And good to have Fabulous Disaster in here saying happy birthday. Braden's in the house. Joao Egg Juice, table 9 with Obi-Wan and R5. Goodness gracious. Let's go ahead and fill up table 9 for this guy. And I hate to tell you this, man, but also sitting at table 9 with Obi-Wan and R5 is this guy spilling his coffee all over the dark place, Braden. We certainly did a lot of that this month. Man, we got a whole lot to get into. Oh, goodness gracious. Metamorphic Customs is in the house. The guy that makes the best Star Wars bases, the base toppers, the dioramas. It doesn't matter if Hot Toys just continues to stay with those stand bases. We could always go to Desi, who's always going to do a better job than them anyway on all these base toppers. A shout out to Metamorphic Customs. You saw the thing that he made for me, that diorama, that light up diorama for my DX16. Woo! Is that DX16 on fire? We're going to get into a whole lot of that today. Because a very interesting thing about all this heat that is dropping right now, and really ever since April 13th with that DX25 Bespin Luke, and then, man, it went haywire on May 1st, is what kind of effect is it having on the secondary market for Star Wars Hot Toys? I'll tell you the effect that all the pre-orders for Marvel is having on the secondary market for Marvel. And it's not too good. But with Star Wars, it is a complete and utter polar opposite. And we are going to get into that today for sure. And there are some figures on absolute fire. And you have to remember what I've been talking to you about the last few weeks, and really the last several months. Star Wars is built, that IP is built upon a toy collecting foundation, not a comic collecting, not other collectible foundation, a toy collecting foundation. And you are getting droves upon droves of toy collectors that are coming into this hobby. And for the vintage toy collectors that deal in prices that far exceed those of statues by tens of thousands, Hot Toys is a bargain. And the most crazy thing that anybody's ever seen, especially if they don't know it exists, and a lot of this stuff is coming to pass. Fat Batman's Nightmare is in the house. What is up, everyone? Good to have you in here. Aries, can we have a C-3PO impression? Well, you know, if the Hot Toys Wizard was hosted the show, my friend, we could certainly go ahead and have that impression, but we could certainly fill up the droids at table 10 and play this for you, Braden.
How rude.
Good to have Braden in the house. And Carlito is in the house. What is up, my man? Fabulous Disaster is in the house. And look who else is in here, putting him up on the screen. And all I got to say, and welcome, Big Dog Pound, is woo! And you know that's a good impression. And a friend of TK FOMO, still on the lookout of CT Suckit, CT603. And a lot of you ask me, why is TK FOMO not a CT? That's because TK FOMO wants to be a TK. continuing to go look at some of these comments in here as I continue to go up and down. Look who else is in here. OG fan when Star Wars was just Star Wars. So how are you digging the new Obi-Wan series? My goodness, I watched them again last night, and I got to watch them late last night with my daughters and my wife, who are absolutely killing it. I got to see it again. But let me fill you up right now, OG fan, where you are sitting also with Thor, also with Mando at table 2 is this guy, just for you, OG fan.
I'm Boba Fett. I'm here to see the mayor. Boba Fett. Do you have an appointment?
I like the Book of Boba Fett way more than the Obi-Wan series. Look, I'm wearing the hat. Oh, my goodness gracious. I love them both. Where's Dante? Like a bantha, like a bantha, like a bantha, like a bantha. Goodness gracious. DT Artman, what is going on? Good to have you in here. The Clone Collector, good to have you in here as well. Star Wars content is going to empty our wallets. Ooh, boy. And Big Breda's in here. Is it possible that Big Breda is going to be joining us? Julio Iglesias. To all the pre-orders he's loved before. To all the pre-orders who's walked in and out his door. I'm glad they came along. I celebrate this song. To all the pre-orders Big Breda has had before, I say yes. He'll be in here in a little bit. I'm one of the stormtroopers dancing in Aries' intro. And you have to wonder, is that true? And I say yes. You have to wonder if some of these other figures, Braden, are dancing in the grave and about to be resurrected. Particularly the Clone Wars General Obi-Wan Kenobi. Let me know in the chat right now. Are we going to still get the Clone Wars General Obi-Wan Kenobi that is from the crypt? Or will they go a different direction with that? Are we going to get something from Obi-Wan before the stroke of midnight on Tuesday night, before it officially becomes June 1st? Let me know in the chat what you all think. For sure. Continuing to go down. Fabio, what is going on? Good to have you in here. Daniel, good to have you in here, and happy Memorial Day to you. Good for health. Good to have you in here, my friend. Chi-Town, Collector's Closet. Always good to have you in here. Braden at table 1. Yes, we already filled you up in there, and good to have you. And that was me just going up with all these. OG fan says, binge watch Book of Boba again this weekend with my nephew, who I took to his first Star Wars movie, Phantom Menace in '99. Good times. You know, my 2 older daughters, OG fan, they love the Book of Boba Fett, but they really love episode 5 through 7, the chapter 5 through 7, because they love seeing Grogu, they love the Mandalorian, and they said that actually that their favorite part with the whole Book of Boba Fett was Boba riding the Rancor in chapter 7. It did strike a lot. I mean, it was good. I mean, it was just so good. It was just a complete like freaking 180 from the way that they started off the series, right? But you know, we talked about that the other week. I think it was really just a Mandalorian advertisement, and whatever it worked. Whatever it worked. You know, here's the thing. They did good on Luke in there. If you want Star Wars to stay hot, is it possible you shouldn't do what Rian Johnson did? And then you could even do things like they did in the Book of Boba Fett. And I say, yes, you could do that. Just don't go back to what you did with Luke in the Last Jedi. You could go ahead and put cigar poop on a stick and call it Star Wars. If Luke Skywalker is a bad arse, green lightsaber wielding superhero then everything would be good in the world no matter what they put out. Let's go ahead and fill up table 2 again.
This drink, I like it.
I know, it's great, right?
Another!
Already 60 in here. My goodness. My goodness gracious. CT603 said TK FOMO is with CT Suckett, of course. Wow. Okay. Then it looks like CT Suckett was found. Looks like TK FOMO located CT Suckett. We're going to have to keep an eye on it this week. Is it possible that before the end of May that we will see TK FOMO and possibly with CT Suckett? Stay tuned. Stay tuned for sure. Lane Kramer. Is it possible that Lane Kramer is going to be joining as well at the 12:30 hour, along with Julio Iglesias to all of the pre-orders he's loved before? And I say yes. Maybe we'll even get Fabio as the Hot Toys wizard. And 16fig says, ha ha ha, that is one of the best Thor scenes. Yeah, it is. I love Thor. I can't wait for the new Thor movie. And I love Natalie Portman. And I just love it. Single songwriter in the house. Hello, 6-Scale Cantina. Just landed my ship on Tatooine. Let's go there, songwriter. I know you're having a great month. And good to have you in here as well. And Riley's reviews. Riley, it's been so invigorating looking at some of your posts on Instagram. I do follow Riley's reviews. Looking like you're having a tremendous time at Celebration that you are, along with so many other people that I know over there. That is great news. Again, it's a great time to be a Star Wars fan. It's so amazing right now what they have done. Star Wars themselves. Forget about Hot Toys for a minute, because we're going to get into so much here in the secondary market for Star Wars Hot Toys. And it is absolutely crazy right now for sure. And let me actually go ahead and refresh this screen, because I know that 6scalecantina.com, that the Wizard updated it. And look at that, presto, the Wizard working in the background. And there's the banner that we're talking about. That's the banner that's up right now here at 6scalecantina.com. Again, as I was teasing at the beginning of the show, what is the direct correlation between all the stuff at Celebration, all the heat from Hot Toys for Star Wars, not only announcement-wise and tease-wise, which has been absolutely unbelievable, but what about 4 drops already this month? And I was anticipating 3 to 4. 4 drops. How is that all affecting the secondary market? And I can tell you right now, it's going according to the analysis that I have been providing for you all since I started this channel way back at the beginning. It's actually pretty spooky to watch right now how insane some of the things are, and really how Hot Toys is going to capitalize on that for Star Wars. Can we predict what's going to be coming out from what's going on in the secondary market? Also, when you combine that with the primary market, well, look, a lot of stuff has come to pass this month that I have been talking about for a while, not excluding the Bespin Luke from April 13th. So you're starting to see some things unfold. What does that mean for the rest of the summer for Hot Toys? What does it mean for the fall for Hot Toys before the end of the year? And I tell you, we have a whole lot of things that we could go ahead and dive into. Are one of those things as well more announcements like we're getting, but more use of the molds in different production times, meaning less production numbers? And I would think in the most part, most likely, that answer is yes. My goodness gracious. And Lane is in here, and Lane's asking the Dark Jedi a question. Lane goes in here, and so Aries, speaking of Luke of right now, what is your defining Luke Skywalker moment, whether OT, Mando, etc.? Right now, my defining Luke Skywalker moment, to be quite honest with you, is his return in The Mandalorian Season 2 finale. And you have to wonder, why is that for the Dark Jedi an OT connoisseur, an OT stickler, an OT first, always. And the reason, Lane, and you could talk to me more about it when you pop up here in just a few minutes, they muffed up Luke so bad. So bad in The Last Jedi. And quite frankly, with this trilogy, which I've got to go ahead and fill up now, table 10.
BB-8, hold on!
Those are two things I loved, Rey and BB-8. What I didn't love was Luke. It's got to be Luke coming back of The Mandalorian Season 2. It was retribution. It was the rebirth of the hero that I grew up with as a kid. And look how well he's selling in the secondary market for Star Wars Hot Toys. And look at how well he's selling, Lane, in the primary market for Star Wars Hot Toys. And some people thought I was absolutely bananas. That the Dark Jedi was drinking some kind of weird potion over here, saying that there would be 3 to 5 pre-orders simultaneously for a Luke Skywalker, because certainly he's no Loki, right? Well, turns out that he is. Turns out that he is. And I've already told you, before the end of the year's out, you're going to have 4 pre-orders for Luke up. Whenever that Luke 40th gets in stock, another one's going to come out up. So whatever way you want to go ahead and slice and dice that. Been rebirthed the right way, and that's why Star Wars is in the position that they're in. It's not just because of this guy filling up table 2 again.
This is the way.
It's because of how they brought this guy in. If they brought this guy in, the sequels, just like he is now.
This is the way.
Along with this guy filling up table 5 and 88, who's changed the world's perception of Star Wars, particularly in Asia. It's the hottest thing in Asia right now. And play it again. I could tell you as a diehard Star Wars fan, if they put this in the same way, but still did what they did to Luke in The Last Jedi, there'd be nobody buying anything Star Wars right now. Because Luke is that important to this franchise. And that's what happened. Forget about Snoke and they killed him too early and all that other crap. It's garbage. The Peggy Sue, the Mary Sue, whatever they call her, it's garbage. The main problem was Luke Skywalker. Really, that is. That's the main problem. And then when Luke went ahead and showed up in The Mandalorian, filling up table 2 again, this was the way to do it.
This is the way.
So, because of what they did in The Last Jedi, Lane, that is why that is the most important moment for me for Luke Skywalker. For sure. Best car kid. When he throws away his lightsaber, it says, "Never. I'll never turn to the dark side. You failed, Your Highness. I am a Jedi like my father before me." Ooh, baby. Yeah, that's a good one, too. Let's play this, which happened right before that.
Everything that has transpired has done so according to my design.
Howard having a blast right now. Braden says, Aries, what is Attack of the Clones Wave 2? And you have to wonder, is it possible that it's tonight? Is it possible that it's tomorrow night? Why did they go ahead and tease it the way that they did here, my friend? Let's scroll down 6scalecantina.com. If you don't have 6scalecantina.com bookmarked, you may want to consider doing so. It has all the latest news on the channel, first of all. Look right here. This is the show we're watching right now. Market Chart Show live, upcoming 5/29, 12:30 p.m. Eastern. Of course, I came on a half hour early and look at what's going on there. But also it gives you all the secondary market news, what's going on, also all the Star Wars news. And before we get to the secondary market news, he's asking a question on here. When's this second wave? The one thing that they made sure about after they released this, when you go to 6scalecantina.com, if you want a real capsule of what was officially announced from Hot Toys this month, this is your one-stop shop to look at it all. Right here. You know we're going to get these Chrome Troopers tomorrow. But let's go into this question that he has. We are preparing for more collectibles from Star Wars Attack of the Clones to celebrate its 20th anniversary. Period. Stay tuned on our next wave of thrills. Why did they put this out 24 hours after they did this? Why? Because they're only planning on coming out with one or two more? Because they really bit off all that they could chew with this? Or because they wanted to try and answer the question that you just asked, Braden, that even if it doesn't come tonight, that you need to be rest assured and positive that they absolutely will have a next wave of thrills. And the reason they put it as wave of thrills is they didn't want anyone in the community to say they're going to come out with one or two more figures. Because that's not a wave. That's spit coming out of my lips. A couple of drops. That's not a wave. They also didn't say one final wave. They're basically answering a lot of the questions that were saying, is Hot Toys going to do this with the Star Wars license? Will a third-party company do this with the Star Wars license? The only figure now that you got to worry about from a third party is maybe two. Cara Dune and Slave Leia. That's it. The conversation about anyone else is over because of what they're telling you. Conversations that were in, oh, well, they don't do the other Bad Batch. You don't think they hear these things? They're basically telling you, we're doing all the Bad Batch. So stop the conversation, which is what they have done in so many ways. I think you need to pay very close attention to the next few days on what's going to be going on there, Mr. Braden. And look who's in the house. Someone who asked me a question. Someone who asked me about Luke Skywalker in the house. Let's go ahead and bring him in. Is it the Hot Toys Wizard?
I wish I was the Hot Toys Wizard, because then I would be going abracadabra for all the Hot Toys from Star Wars that I want, whether from the market value chart that have already been out, or I would be doing anyone that's supposed to come out like a year from now. Hello, Vespa. I'm looking at you. Aries, sir, it is so good to see you. I hope you are doing well and everything is going well for you as well. And I just triple weld there in one sentence, so that is not very good English.
Lade, it is so good to have you in here. I was going to have you on last night. It didn't work on to have you on, so it is so good to have the first panel member in here tonight. Good to have you in here. I think we're going to get a couple of more.
Yep.
So, Lane, go with your question. Did I answer your question in the chat the way you thought I would, telling you that the Mandalorian Luke was the money one for me?
Well, that is I'm hard pressed because I really like one of my favorite moments with Luke. I'm Return of the Jedi fan. Like, that's my favorite Star Wars movie, even though I know to a lot of people of OT, that's maybe the quote least one of the three necessarily, because it's got the Ewoks and it reuses the Death Star and stuff like that again. But I'm an end of trilogy guy. It's like Return of the Jedi is my favorite of the Lord of the Rings movies because it's the big culmination of everything.
Oh, I love Return of the Jedi. It is so precious to me. No, I know where you're coming from. And my whole point with it is, and I love The Empire Strikes Back. People have often asked me, what's my favorite movie? Because so many is The Empire Strikes Back. And I think The Empire Strikes Back is the most heart-pumping, thrilling. And I mean thrilling. I mean, Empire Strikes Back is like the thrill ride, filling up table 5 at 88 again like this. But actually, my favorite Star Wars movie is the first one. The one where it all started. The one that's maybe a little slower, but I think is absolutely perfect. A New Hope, where we first saw Obi-Wan, first saw Luke Skywalker, first saw R2D2 C3PO, first saw Han Solo, Chewbacca, Princess Leia, Darth Vader. Are you kidding me?
Don't forget Grand Moff Tarkin. It's the only one we got to movie-wise see him in. It set the foundation for all the universe and all our expectations to come.
Well, maybe this is the Hot Toys wizard. Is it possible that Julio Iglesias
Maybe
is
I
in
am.
the house?
Hello, hello. How's everyone?
What is going on? Good to have Joao in here from Big Breda as well. Look at everybody jumping on at once. You guys got coffee, or you need me to serve you up? Or I already served you up, I think, right? Before you got in here?
I need to have coffee. It's pretty late over here. It's almost 1 a.m.
Well, where are you at, Coruscant? Lane and I are on Planet Tattooine. What planet are you from?
No, I'm not in Coruscant. I'm in Alderaan.
Oh, you're in Alderaan.
Yeah.
With Bail
there's a lot of beachfront property now. Since
I'm searching for Lola. I'm searching for a Lola for my daughter.
She walked up to me and she asked me to dance. Anyway, don't get me started singing the King song, Lola. That little robot is awesome, isn't it?
Not only awesome, it's the market here in China is going crazy. Everyone wants one. Hasbro already, I think they already opened pre-orders for that. Everyone is crazy. Everyone wants that.
Wow.
That's one thing we can say for Star Wars, and I think Disney adding their little bit of muscle to it.
Yeah.
Since they've had Star Wars, sure, we can complain about the problems with sequel trilogy or whatever, but they have managed to create, especially some droids that are just so amazing, have personality. Like from Chopper, who obviously was just on last night. He's going to be in live. We're going to get a live action form of him. The droid that's with Cal Kestis and Jedi Fallen Order. That little droid is very popular too. They got the big Lego, and then this one Lola, which looks like an evolved like iPod or something. But that is Disney influence there, as well as what we've naturally had with like from back to R2D2 and stuff. That they've always made these droids really interesting.
Yeah, no, I think they hit it out of the park with that, and I'm not surprised. You saw that Hasbro jumped all over that Lola droid already, and I was talking to Fabio about it, who should be joining us here very, very shortly as well. Just the other day, this Leia in this show, talking about this show really quick, this epic Obi-Wan series, which blew me away. And I got to watch it late last night again with my daughters, with my wife, and they got to see it for the very first time. And they said the same thing without me saying anything. They're saying, wow, that little girl playing Leia is doing such a phenomenal job. And they didn't think it was going to go that way either. That, it seems like a big part of the story right now is kind of anchored on Princess Leia, which really, when you come to think about it, fellas, she is the future leader of the rebellion. I mean, she is a very pivotal part of Star Wars. And then to put in a little droid like that, that's capturing the imagination of a lot of fans. I would think that, especially when they had a couple of moments with her and her dad, and I have to bring him up, Bail Organa, but it's so good seeing Jimmy Smits back. He's such a great television series actor besides a regular movie actor. Having him standing with Leia, you can see the Princess Leia Wicked 2-pack that they had, similar things like that. I think they can, like Quill, just come out with a young Leia, maybe even a Luke and Leia 2-pack, but we haven't seen Luke yet, so we don't know exactly what we're going to see there, or how much we're going to see of that in Tatooine. But I could certainly see if they want to put out a Bail, and Leia 2-pack, I could actually see it coming, Joao. Possibly.
Possible, but if memory doesn't serve me wrong, I don't think Hot Toys ever did any children 1/6 scale.
I don't know.
Minus Mutant Baby Luke with Mutant Baby Luke with.
But the only one that's ever starred in a show was the original Anakin Skywalker from the Phantom Menace, and they haven't done a whole lot from that movie because of the dark times. So that may come. Although they've had a lot of problems, Disney and Star Wars, with that actor who played Anakin there, but that's a different story for a different day. Yeah. But now, with her being one of the stars of the show, I almost feel like they have to put out a figure of her.
And they can do a Leia with that droid with Lola too, a 2-pack like they did with Rey with BB-8 and they did before.
Or include
it's quite
Lola
possible
with a 2-pack with Bail.
It's quite possible. I think we will have quite a few figures from this show. There are a lot of opportunities here. Only in 2 episodes, you already have a bunch of figures that can be announced.
Absolutely. Big dog pound. Let's do this again, guys. Woo! All the tables in the cantina. Please join me a throw your glass up and salute Ares, the Dark Jedi, cause this is the way. Come on there, Big Dog Pound. That is awesome. Thank you so much for your support. Let's go ahead. Yeah. Let's fill him up, Lane and Big Breda, since he said this is the way with this.
This is the way.
Man, the Mandalorian changed everything.
I really think, Aries, you probably do need to just add like a Ric Flair woo. Go to one of the old files with him doing that. Because that would fit about half the time you see a new release for Star Wars. That you just and here's my response. This is what I think. Woo!
That was pretty good. That was pretty good, Lane.
That was very clean. Very clean.
That was very clean. Joao, you want to give it a try? I think Lane's is better than Fabio's. So Lane's is way better. His woos than Fabio's woo. Joao, can you do one or is not?
I'm sure it will be horrible, but it's something like woo.
Not bad.
Not enough?
No, that was good. That was Julio Iglesias like.
Yeah. I gave it a bit I gave it a bit of musical tone.
Ric Flair and his woo, he spent decades perfecting it. So, we got to put in a lot more practice and stuff.
I'll start tomorrow morning.
Look at what Beskar Kid put up in here. Jake Lloyd Anakin would be awesome. You never know. You never know. And I think that's actually going to happen.
They could do that too. XM did a statue a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Which was,
did they?
Yeah, which had, I think it was XM, which had like Vader, had Anakin, and then Jake Lloyd. Now it wasn't the best, looking for the sculpts or something, but I've seen that statue with like kind of his phases of Anakin Skywalker. So that makes it, I think, totally possible they could do it. And what Hot Toys could do then, a million times, better probably.
Yeah, no, and that's and did they have the license for that, Lane, when they put out that that figure?
That statue? Yeah, I would assume so. Because they put out those statues for Revan and stuff from the Knights of the Old Republic, Revan and Malak.
Right.
So they might have, but I think that's more international, not necessarily US.
Well, then that should answer the question about Jake Lloyd. So if they start getting into producing some younger kids, and I think it's going to start with this Leia for sure. We were just talking about this, guys. We got to get into a lot of stuff here in the secondary market for Star Wars Hot Toys. And as I've been teasing in the show, as you guys have listened to, how this correlates in to all the massive, and I mean massive amount of heat coming from Star Wars from Hot Toys. Not only release-wise, because we got 4 whopping releases this month. Jango Fett, Luke Skywalker, Moff Gideon, and Anakin. All 4 with head sculpts. All 4 must-haves for a lot of collectors out there. But all of these announcements, which I have been predicting were going to come, and it looks like it's starting ever since that April 13th. What is happening in the secondary market in direct conjunction with all that? We're going to dive into it here. But one of the questions in there, and people are wondering, so we're going to always pause and go back to some of these things. We are preparing for more collectibles from Star Wars Attack of the Clones to celebrate its 20th anniversary. They put that out 24 hours after all 5 of these that you see here at 6scalecantina.com. Then they said, stay tuned for our next wave of thrills. Not next figure, next couple, next last wave, Lane. Lane, this was very deliberate, don't you think?
Oh yeah, definitely. What have you guys have both collected on and off for a long time? Has there been any time where they announced? Now, admittedly, some of these were like clones and stuff, so they weren't all like super individual figures per se. But has there been a time they've announced 5 in one day before?
Never, not in one day, not in one single day.
Like
no.
one big announcement, like, hey guys, here's a ton of stuff, have fun.
Even last year with those drops, Lane, with the Mandalorian, all those drops, they weren't all in one day.
Yeah, this was just nuts. I was like, C-3PO and R2-D2 would have broken it. You know, if they had announced those two, and that would have broken everything for a week, and then they dropped the clones next week. But they're just like, nah, you guys thought your wallet was safe. Well, if you like the prequel, the prequel trilogy, guess what? You're out of luck. Even if you only buy one of each of the figures.
Mm-hmm. And put this up in here from Thick Bantha Boy. And Joao, if you did say this, I don't necessarily agree with this, but it's possible that it's true because none of us three here know exactly. Thick Bantha Boy goes, I think Joao said it before that the statement means by the end of the year, they'll give up the rest. Well, that is possible, but it doesn't actually say by the end of the year. No, it doesn't say by the end of July. It doesn't say by the end of 20. No one knows.
Maybe it was I didn't mean they will deliver by the end of the year. What I mean is that for Hot Toys and for Star Wars, the 20th anniversary will go through the whole year, this year, right? So they can announce by any given time this year. Doesn't mean it's the end of the year. It can be tomorrow, can be next month. Because the 20th anniversary will occur during the full year. That was my meaning.
And, it's a very interesting point because the other thing about that, certainly they can do it till the end of the year, Joao. But is it possible that they could continue with Attack of the Clones anniversary line throughout the entire year of 2023? Now, the thing we have to consider with the Empire Strikes Back 40th, they were a little bit late to the game, Hot Toys, in doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And they were announcing it the year after and the year after that. So really, and they can still do 40th anniversary Empire Strikes Back if they wanted to. I'm not even thinking personally that that's completely out of the woods for an exclusive this year or for something like for a Hoth Snowtrooper or for something else. I'm being completely honest with that. But they're not tied into with this packaging. They're basically I don't think that they're tied into an immediate end date to the end of this year. Joao, continue with your thought on that.
No, you are right, and I mean, I think it makes all sense that they will deliver the second wave as they are the second wave or the next wave as they call as soon as possible because you have too many shows from Star Wars. They have too many announcements to make. It's better that they just drop everything they have on this 20 years anniversary, especially because you already saw they showing again prototypes during the Star Wars celebration. You saw the Super Droid. You saw, I think, from Attack of the Clones
Vader.
Is this Vader, but Vader is from Obi-Wan.
Well, that's what I mean, though. But they're already showing other stuff too.
No, I'm talking. Yeah, exactly. They are already showing new stuff from the Obi-Wan show. So I think it makes sense that for this Attack of the Clones, they drop everything at once. I'm a bit skeptical about other figures because Padme was not there this time. They didn't show Padme there, I think. Or did they show?
No, they didn't, but you have to wonder, and Thick Bantha Boy, and you can keep with your thought there, Joao, unless they drop the rest today. But the thing is, Thick Bantha Boy, nobody really knows. Nobody really knows. They might drop the rest today, and then they may come out with another one of this, get ready for the wave on top of that, because this one didn't say that, so nobody really knows. But let me ask you this, Joao. Maybe the reason they didn't show Padme is because they're waiting to have, as Fabio and I were talking about, a cherry on the top. Something to close out the month of May, possibly tonight, possibly tomorrow, with something like that. What do you think? I mean, maybe that's the reason they didn't show it, because it's coming.
It's possible. Not only Padme, but Mace Windu too. That's other one that was teased when they announced the droid, right? I think it was with the droid that you saw the back of Mace Windu.
Another
so Mace Windu, Padme, Kit Fisto. Those were the three that I was expecting. Fabio said probably a young Obi-Wan, a young Anakin. I'm not sure they will go that way, because we already saw Sideshow is doing those for the Clone Wars. I don't know if Hot Toys are going to do them, but I would like to. I would be happy with at least Padme, Mace and Kit Fisto. I would be happy with that. But if they only deliver Padme and Mace, it's fine for me. Just give us some figures with that sculpts.
Braden says we need Kit Fisto for Wave 2. Lane, let's go to you. Very interesting here, and I think Kit Fisto's 100% coming. Maybe they didn't show the Padme yet because they have a plan on how to end this month. But talking about Mace Pancake, as Lane, you so eloquently put it. Mace
I just had a joke and you cut me off right there. I was about to start my ode to the ballad of Mace Pancake. We all thinking he's gonna come today. I'm here to tell you that's probably not likely, because he's so feeling flat today.
Oh, that was
no more singing. I promise.
Awesome.
But wait, your throat's dry now, so I got to fill you up with Grogu.
Better.
All right, Lane, you're okay now. Continue.
Okay. I'm sorry, Aries. I just had to do that. I just popped in my head there. But so I do think, whenever, for Attack of the Clones 20th anniversary, they can put it out whenever they want to, pretty much. And I think they can just put it out and it'll be out there and people are going to be excited for it. Now, I had a question for you and Breda in relation to this. Do you think that when a second wave of this one, my thought processing was, I think it'll be another 5 figures. I think it'll be kind of like this, where, we had the clone guys and stuff, but there were like 2 centerpiece figures, which were C-3PO and R2-D2. I think obviously C-3PO, we haven't had one. That's the centerpiece guy for the entire wave. Mm-hmm. You think they'll do something like, whether it's Mace, whether it's Padme? I really don't think Kit Fisto. I'm different than you. I think that is going to die. That fish is sunk to the bottom of the ocean.
You think so? You really?
Yeah, I'm not. I know you might think, because you'd be like, but they already have put some R&D into that and have had years now where they have a start. They could just improve it. It's not they're starting from scratch with him. I just don't see Kit Fisto for this. I think I would see more likely, maybe a young Anakin or something like that, or Obi-Wan, just because with Obi-Wan coming out, right now, and people are excited. But do you guys think you could see them probably doing something like that? 5 figures, a couple of centerpiece figures, and then, whether clone or another maybe Geonote type of droid or something like that, more would be likely for the second half of this 20th anniversary?
Well, you bring up a good point, so I'll answer that. Giving a shout out to El Profesoro Mario dropping by
Mario,
in
sir.
the house.
I hope you're doing good.
Good to have Mario in here, and also coming from Celebration, like Riley's reviews. Mario, I hope you're having a great time over there, and it's not over yet, Mario. We have another Star Wars live show later today. After this show, we've got another sideshow show tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. And who knows what's going to happen tonight, tomorrow night, but good to have Mario in the house over here for sure. And some people saying, hi, Mario is in here, Beskar Kid, single songwriter, shout out to El Profesoro. No, it's a good point. I mean, who knows? Maybe they will put out Kit Fisto, Lane. I mean, it's very, very possible. I think they will. I think they're going to put out all these things. However, let's keep to the second wave, which I can buy into that. For the second wave, he may not be in there. But I think because they teased Mace, for me, and I know you're asking us what figures, Mace has to be in this. That's why they teased it. So let me ask Joao, out of all the figures, especially since they teased that one with the battle droid, I think we could all assume that's going to be one of the figures in the next wave, right, Joao?
It only makes sense that Mace is coming.
Yeah. Otherwise, they wouldn't have shown it. They wouldn't have put that on there.
But we have experience with this from Hot Toys. Bespin Han was shown as well years ago, and we never saw him, right? But I think this time, I think they have Mace ready, and they will surprise us probably with him and Padme, a couple of droids more, and I think probably that's it. I want Kid Fisto, but I agree a bit with Lane.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. What would be the second one? And I actually believe Padme. This is the perfect time to put her out. I don't know if there's a more perfect time, Lane, to put out Padme. But if I'm making a call on definites, I think definitely 100% Mace, definitely 100% Padme, and they did put the R&D work, Lane, into that.
Yeah, and the fact I think obviously we're not going to see her in the Obi-Wan show, but as we've already seen, she was referenced. She's probably gonna. Well, okay,
Several times there may be flashbacks with her. There
well,
may be...
what? Yeah, or she's gonna be referenced with Obi-Wan and Vader.
Mm-hmm.
Although one of the references, I wasn't sure if he was talking about Padme or he was talking about Satine when Obi-Wan was thinking back there, making reference for a second. But I think she makes sense versus Kit Fisto right now, in the lexicon of what it might people will be paying attention to for having a centerpiece figure for another wave for Attack of the Clones. But man, I think the one thing that could cut them down from necessarily maybe doing a ton of these figures, Aries, like having a full wave of 5 or something, maybe it'll be just like 2 or 3, is other than the shows, as Breda has mentioned. Don't forget, we've got the 40th for Return of the Jedi next year. So if they're going to be doing some like quote legacy figures,
mm-hmm.
they might be not that might be having, because they're going to have to start R&D on some of those things.
They probably already are,
or have, So I think that could cut down a little, unless they're like you say, they're putting out an extra couple of droids just with different paints on them or something. Like there's a commander type droid or something on a step.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and good El Profesoro's experience, and hope to meet you too, Mario. You're going to New York Comic Con because I am. Let's put this up on the board here. Beskar Kid. I heard June 1st is supposed to be Attack of the Clones Day, according to Sideshow. Well, we've been talking about, I know Fabio's been talking a lot about that he felt May 31st we were going to get the next wave. So I don't know if this is confirmation. You can kind of take it with a grain of salt. But I was kind of suspecting, too, that we were at least going to get another announcement, put it to you that way, before that they end Force Month May for Star Wars. And again, Joao, not that they need to, with everything that they've given us, because look at this list here at 6 scale Cantina. I'm rolling down. So you see, look at this, Bad Batch tees. Look at these Commander Apo with the speeder. Look at this Clone Trooper with the sidecar and the speeder. Look at this tease. Look at the drops, the releases in Hong Kong. Look at this, what we're talking about there. Look at these.
A Walker.
I mean, wow. It's just like they don't have to really give us anything else. But I think this could be significant. I mean, there was a reason that they put this out, going back to, again, and maybe if Beskar Kid is correct and what we've been talking about, why even put this announcement out? Stay tuned for our next wave of thrills. Like, how long do we stay tuned for, Joao?
Yeah,
how long?
But I think it will not be very long, and that doesn't make sense that they make us wait a long time. But you also need to consider one thing. They did drop a lot of stuff, R2D2, C3PO, and the droids. But if you count all the figures that Hot Toys did for Attack of the Clones, until now you only have Yoda, Count Dooku, Jango Fett, and these new announcements. You need more figures there. You cannot do a line of a movie like this. They need more figures. Padme need to go there. You need more One Jedi like Mace, for example, because it doesn't look good on a display as what we have as now. They need to have more. They will not only release Yoda and Count Dooku, they need to have more stuff there. So
yeah, I mean, if you're celebrating, Joao, the anniversary of Attack of the Clones, I'm going to tell you who the stars of Attack of the Clones are. Natalie Portman, Ewan McGregor, and Aiden Christensen. I don't even know how you do this without having the 3 major stars. And I think right now they're already working with Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen. And I know that the argument in the past was you can't have more than one of these figures up, but you could throw that and toss that out the window, which we're going to be getting into today, because you've already got 3 Lukes up. You're going to have multiple Vaders up, and Obi-Wan. Gosh, you're going to have a ton of Obi-Wans up, and for various reasons. So I think you could have one Padme up in there. And I think who were the supporting actors? Mace Windu, Samuel L. Jackson, and Christopher Lee, Count Dooku, which, here's the thing. Even before all this buzz, they already reissued Attack of the Clones Yoda. They reissued The Empire Strikes Back 40th Vader. They reissued Boba Fett. Count Dooku is on the same, price range right now with the secondary market. I don't think that's going to happen now. That would be a little bit interesting to me if that was part of this wave. But to your point, I think before the end of the year, you'll see Count Dooku and Yoda in that packaging, just to throw it in there.
We can't say it would be precise. Remember, you were just looking at pictures of Paz Vizsla, which is basically literally the heavy infantry Mando, but with a piece of plastic attached to his arm. Like literally, it's
and maybe a couple of extra scratches.
Yeah,
same thing.
Because he got punched in the side of the head.
Oh, look, it has a little thing. Let's buy it.
Yeah, so I mean, I looked at that and said, if that actually just go pre-order, that may be literally one of the laziest reissues that I have ever seen Hot Toys ever do. Like ever. Like that is so lazy, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, but if you think well, there was no other way to reissue every Mando, because it doesn't change the his armor.
Yeah,
they just changed the nameplate. They marked it, branded it as Book of Boba Fett, changed the name for Paz Vizsla. That's is like a jellyfish, like that shield. And that's it, because it's a figure that sold out very fast. I think it sold out before it was very available. Fast, right? Yeah, before it became available. So it was a no-brainer that Hot Toys would do it again.
Was Ares, just speaking for North American market, what's Sideshow, that's been the only one other than like the Mud Trooper hand, wasn't it? Probably that sold out beforehand, or maybe the Alita did before it came out, the one-off or something. But I mean, went waitlisted. Were there any other ones that you can think of?
No,
heavy infantry.
No, it's basically on the same par and spaced out in between as it was. So you had the heavy infantry that went. The one that came close was the Rey and Dio, which took 21 days. I think it was actually 20 days, but it was 3 weeks. That didn't last in there long, and that was gone. And then before that, you had the Mud Trooper. And then before, it was a big span between the Mud Trooper and the heavy infantry Mandalorian, honestly. And then I forgot what the one was before the Mud Trooper. But, yeah. So is it possible that we'll get another one this year or next year? Sure. Especially with the way that they're going, I believe, which we're going to dive into a little bit, which is more announcements, way more announcements, a ton of announcements for Star Wars, and reuses of the mold, guys. Not necessarily, let's make this mold that we got to cash in now. We got to make 30,000 of these at one time. I don't think you're going to get that with all of these characters like this Paz Vizsla lane that you're talking about. That's not going to be, they'll wait. They'll be like, oh, we could use that mold again when Jon Favreau shows his face in the Mandalorian.
Well, they've got that Black Series one coming. That is Jon Favreau. His head on the.
Yeah, well, they actually did it ahead of time. Hot Toys usually likes to keep it movie accurate, but they could do like they just did a chrome plated. They could, but I think that they'll actually wait till he shows on the show and make it movie accurate with that. But they could, right? They could, right?
That would be amazing if they did it. So we get 3 by 2025. 3 heavy infantry Mandos, what everybody needed.
But it's interesting. One thing that here is that we've been talking lately about these new announcements and maybe smaller releases in a smaller quantity than before. For example, the Jango Fett. Normally here in China, they deliver the Hot Toys, the shipment by batches. Let's say a Mark 85 now is in the 9th batch of 15. Jango Fett only had one batch, and that's it. In one batch, they took everything in one time. The quantity is very small for Jango Fett, for example. Is a figure that I saw that is very small. Same thing happened with Transport Trooper. All came in one batch. Moff Gideon, all in one batch. Means the quantity they are producing it's much lower than it was before. You can see Mark 85 have 15 batches. Now we are only receiving the 9th batch. So the quantities they are doing is much smaller than before.
Yeah. And I really think, Lane, that's really the step that they're going to go. I mean, they're not putting out all these announcements to sync themselves like the Beskar Mando, which actually still sells amazingly
Which still
at
hasn't sold out
Sideshow.
with all the but still they've had. I don't think you could ask for a whole lot better deals right now with like 15% off.
Oh, right, yeah,
right this weekend. But guys, just so you have the heads up, something much more important happened with Star Wars Hot Toys this week in the last few days.
Go for it,
you
baby.
may not have been aware of it. The Sith Jet Trooper finally went on waitlist.
Oh, you know what? Wow.
It went on and went back on, but it went back on waitlist again.
Where's that clip? My first catch of the day. Darn.
So that is obviously a much more bigger story that sequel trilogy figure has finally gone the way of the dodo.
Well, you have to wonder if the Sith Jet Trooper went on waitlist. There's some people asking me, Aries, Lando will never go on waitlist. You could bet your bottom dollar you'd be going on waitlist very, very quickly. But there's the answer to all your questions. They eventually will all go on waitlist. And with Star Wars, don't calculate it like Marvel, because how long was the Joao and Gong droid in stock? For forever.
And now everyone needs one.
And now everyone needs one for sure. But wow, you talk about the Sith Jet Trooper there.
Well, they still have the regular Jet Trooper is still there, but you know what? It definitely means Star Wars still ahead MCU, just because they're not the Chitauri soldier or commander.
No. But I have to fill up table 10 with the droids. Since and I have to fill it up with this one since you mentioned a sequel figure.
BB-8, hold on.
That is still one of the lines. Like, wait, what? He's a moving like soccer ball. What's he supposed to use?
All right, let's go to this real quick over here. A single songwriter says Mud Trooper from Solo was similar to Heavy Mando, never made it to in stock before being waitlisted, and then before that in here, OG fan puts Remnant Trooper didn't last very long either. So let me address both of these. We're going to get into some of this crazy stuff now within the secondary market for Star Wars Hot Toys. And did you guys smash the like button yet? Please go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and hit the like button at 6 Scale Cantina for this video right now. Hopefully that helps get three extra likes just doing that.
My first hot toy ever there, Remnant Trooper.
Yeah, and that one is absolutely going off the charts. We're going to have information on where Remnant Trooper is trending very, very soon within the secondary market for Star Wars Hot Toys. And it is absolutely bonkers. And when you talk about all these clone variations that are obviously coming and that were predicted by the Hot Toys wizard taking on the likeness of TK Fobo, it's very, very evident what they're going to do with all these troopers. But going back to the Mud Trooper, wow. I mean, that's another one. Let's take a look over here, guys. I'm going to scroll down to the biggest movers section while we continue to talk over there. Look at this. Just updated here, Lane and Joao, today. And also for those that don't know, and I don't mean to toot my own horn with this because I enjoy doing it, so don't think it's any sweat off my back. But the amount of work the Dark Jedi puts into 6scalecantina.com, you really need to bookmark this source. I spent hours yesterday and hours this morning working on this, as I do multiple days a week. It's not just real easy. You put something in here, put something in there, make something happen, throw something in there. It is an absolute mountain of work to put this together for you all. And I'm telling you right now, it's a valuable resource that kind of gives you signs on what's trending one way or another and how you could correlate that within the primary market for hot toys. And so just saying, and it's some very, very interesting stuff when you dive into it. But looky right here. Obviously, we're going to get into the Mud Trooper, which is trending way up right now and very close to the $400 tier range again. But surprise, guys. Let's go with the first one that's on here. Obi-Wan Kenobi, Revenge of the Sith is absolutely insane right now within the secondary market. Joao, let's start with you. Are you surprised by this before I pull up data?
Not at all. Not at all.
No, I mean, it's the show right now.
Exactly. And so everyone now wants a Obi-Wan. And it's quite normal. With every time a new show comes, the figures that Hot Toys have a new show, they always go up in price. So if this Obi-Wan was already expensive, at least here in the market here, this Obi-Wan was already quite high in price. Now it's even worse from what I've seen today. But I think it's only until Hot Toys announce a new Obi-Wan. I think it will be quite fast to announce one. I think we don't need to wait a longer time.
Joao, this was
$560.
This was the day before the show debuted. $560, not including the $30
plus
in
shipping. Yeah.
And let me pull up another one after the show.
That sounds about right for the $500-$600 range has been where it's been for quite a while.
Yeah.
And now it is trending up even more and putting this up onto the screen. And I can put this up over here. Right now, this is ongoing. 100% positive feedback. $650 with 24 bids. 69.
And you still have 1 day left.
Watchers. That's figure right now,
man.
Easy.
Lane, how much of the show does this have to do with?
Oh, totally. Well, I mean, just think about it. It's not to give this isn't going to be a spoiler to anybody who has not seen the show yet, but just think about the entire picture. Remember, people have seen that facial look for Obi-Wan because that was the one that they were using for the bounty on him. Was literally his Revenge of the Sith look. So people, even if they haven't collected Hot Toys, saw that and saw there's a figure of that look for him, are probably looking for this one. I think it's totally the show is going to. This figure is going to be like $700 probably for at least a week or two after the show, by the entire run of the show, and by the time it's done, so probably at least the next month or month and a half. It's probably.
Do you think it's possible they reissue this one?
I think it's always possible that they can do that. I think the reissue you're going to get is going to be the Clone Wars Obi-Wan General Kenobi with the head sculpt. I don't think we get this figure right now. I think we get the Attack of the Clone ones with the next wave. I also think we get an Obi-Wan from the Obi-Wan series, and I think we get the reissue first of the A New Hope Obi-Wan, which I think is coming. We're going to get into that figure, which is insane as well. But we could. Wayne, what do you think? I mean, we could. We absolutely could.
I'm least likely, maybe a little way. I don't think if they did reissue this one, I think it would be a while because I think they want everybody's focus to be on the Obi-Wan show. Obi-Wan, that probably in the next 2 or 3 weeks they'll probably release for pre-order. Maybe by the end of the show, it'll probably be up at the latest. I would assume. So I would assume between now and like middle of June, that figure will be up. So I think they're going to put that one up first. They want to focus on that for a little. I'm not saying forever though. Obviously, like when we talked about with the Ahsoka, and they put up the Mando Ahsoka, but those were put out like a year apart from each other. So I could see it, but I think it'll be a little while.
Well, this figure has breached the $600 tier range, as we already know. Lane, you think you already predicted it, but tell me, where do you think that this winds up going before it ends in 24 hours?
Oh, geez. If it's 650, because the force is strong right now for needing Obi-Wan, and this is one of the only 2 options you have for Hot Toys. Oh, $730 to $750. Do you think would probably be a good assumption?
Yeah, depending on
without shipping, before shipping.
Yeah, well, the shipping on this one's pretty reasonable, only $5, but which is one of the smaller ones that I've seen on here, unless they offered you for free. But no, I think it's about right. I think it could go there. But right now, the show is off the charts. And I think you're right. I think you're going to get a general Obi-Wan Kenobi from the Clone Wars. I think you're going to get Attack of the Clones Obi-Wan Kenobi. I think you're going to get a couple of Obi-Wans from this show. That's 4 up on pre-order already. That's like your Loki right there. If we get the A New Hope one, I don't see this one. I actually think if you want this one, I think you should have patience, because people are asking me if we'll ever get a Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan. Absolutely. But it's going to take patience, because I don't think this one's getting reissued with all the other Obi-Wans. I agree, Lane.
And if they did Attack of the Clones, wouldn't that maybe be a little bit redundant for reissuing this one? Because the difference in look for Ewan McGregor version, which is maybe what they're going to do. It could be similar to this one, but they're going to have it be Attack of the Clones, maybe change up his hair a little bit so it's longer. But like Attack of the Clones Obi-Wan Kenobi is not very different, like robes and everything else from Revenge of the Sith. Just the hair is a little bit longer. They would just need to change the sculpt a little bit. And I think there you go. Prequel Obi-Wan.
Single Songwriter says, if we reach 100 likes, Hot Toys Official will give us something this week. And I say,
yes.
If we get to 100 likes in the stream, is it possible we'll hear from the Hot Toys Wizard? And I say, yes. So let's get to 100 likes so we can hear from the Wizard, who's been kind of on fire since this came on the scene here with the 6-scale Hot Toys collecting community. As you can see right here, Obi-Wan Kenobi, one of the biggest trending figures right now in the secondary market for Star Wars Hot Toys. Biggest mover section is updated, and we're going to go back to it again. As a matter of fact, I think that is the #1 this week moving figure, and it already was going up prior to the series. So you see him #1 over there. Before we get into some of these others, we've got to go to the next one because it's relevant to the show. Let's get into both Anakins, which are trending up again. And Dark Side Anakin, hold on to your heads and hold on to your hats, because the storm wind for Anakin is absolutely insane.
After that second episode, that doesn't surprise me at all.
Look at this. Look at this, Joao. Putting this up onto the screen.
Oh, boy.
And $720 with, well, actually, that's the wrong one. I don't want to put that up yet. Hold on to that. That's pretty amazing, but that's not the one I wanted to put up. We're going to go to that one. Let's go to Dark Side. This is the one that I want to put up first. $795 just back from May 26th. 29 bids, only 77 feedback, $15 shipping not including. Holy crow, dude.
Incredible. This beats the $800. You have one there. Sell it now.
I do have a Dark Side Anakin, but like I said, but I'm not going to sell that baby. No way.
No way. This is a figure you will never sell.
Is everybody? This is it. Dark Side Anakin. He's wanting to invite you to all join the Force Choke Club of the Empire. 1 Force Choke a month, guaranteed. Contribute 500 credits, please.
Lane, Joao, I mean, this show is having
crazy.
an impact on both of these characters right now.
Of course, no way, and you will see these prices going up even further, because this Dark Side Anakin is been already in a high momentum for a while, and will keep going, especially now with the new show, with the Obi-Wan show, because we will see flashbacks for sure. You will see flashbacks.
Yeah, we
already see some in the beginning. That beginning, just to mention, I think that beginning was amazing. I love that recap that they did in the beginning of the Obi-Wan show. So yeah, this figure will keep going up, and this is one of the figures that many people are speculating that we will see a reissue. But I'm not sure if Hot Toys is going that lane at this moment, or if they are going to offer us some other iterations from this Obi-Wan show.
All right, it's a good question. So let's pause there, Joao. Let me go to Lane on that. Lane, should people go spend $800, $900, $1,000 on this because there won't be a reissue of this? Talk to me.
No.
They shouldn't spend it.
Do not
They
spend,
shouldn't spend.
Do not spend $800 or $900 on Hot Toy figures. I love
Now-
Hot Toys, but that's too much money.
Will they ever come out with this again?
I hope not. I'd like to keep this one. Okay,
Obviously.
sorry. Okay, that was a little me in my head that was being selfish there. You know, like you said, Aries, and I'm more on Breda's side there. I don't think so, but I mean, you know, we could look at tomorrow and they're just like, you know, hey, by the way, here's, you know, Revenge of the Sith Anakin with 2 head sculpts. They just do light side and dark side, and you just flip them. It's a, you know, special mirrors of the Force Anakin Skywalker, and 2 head sculpts for like $350. Have a nice day.
I'm going to take the other side from you guys. I do think that this is going to be reissued. It's just too high, and they've been showing this within their primary market. They're going to capitalize on this. However, if you are right, this is 100% how this is going to go. In a couple of years, you will have the 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith, and there's not a chance in hell, if they don't reissue it before then, that they don't capitalize on putting this in special packaging like they did that Empire Strikes Back Vader or Empire Strikes Back Fett, because this is killing those figures, and those were in the 500s. So what say you guys on that?
I completely agree.
I could see that. It just won't have like the droid or something like that. It may be not quite as
right.
But like so
the point is, you can have patience. You can have patience,
yeah.
and if you at the very least wait the anniversary.
Yeah, totally. If they were to put this, like, let's say they put this guy, okay, let's say they put this Anakin or the light side Anakin or whatever out tomorrow, like, hey, this is like just a special for experience pre-order. We were just dropping the mic on. What do you think if this guy or the light side Anakin were reissued? What do you think the price point would be? If he had most of the accessories, but maybe just not, like Dark Side doesn't have the droid base.
So what are you asking me? Like if they reissued this, what the price would be?
If they announced for like we're talking about, if they put this guy or the light side Anakin, because he's, you know, obviously almost the exact same figure, maybe just without the droid, what do you think the price point would be?
I think the price would be probably $20, $25 more than when it was originally released. I mean, I think you got to like make it comparable now to what they're putting out right now. There's inflation all over the place with everything from toys to gasoline to milk to all kinds of commodities. So I think you're going to see it be higher than when it was originally released. I'll be quite honest with you though, since you brought that up. I feel like that Hot Toys has been very, very gracious as a company. I feel like that they're eating a lot of costs, because they haven't been raising these as much as I really think that they should. I think that they've been doing it as a slow burn. I mean, the prices do have to increase, and they are interested in making money. They are a business. First and foremost, they want to make money, but they are showing as a company that they really do care about us, about what we want, about what they put out, about the expectations that we have from them. It's not like just rolling these out without careful attention. So, but I expect it to be anywhere from $20, $25 more. What do you think, Joao?
I would think so. I would see this back in the day was how much? Was 275, 280?
I think so. I think it was 275, but I could be wrong. Or yeah.
This would go around. If you were talking is with a 2 head sculpt, as you said before, or only 1 head sculpt?
Just one.
Just one.
Just one.
Or a straight reissue.
I would say would go. I would say maybe 300, 320, something around that.
Yeah, it is absolutely crazy.
The thing is that even if they push it to 350, you would see this selling pretty well.
Yeah, well, and how much if they reissue that you think it affects that figure? Because we're going to kind of get into it a little bit. So as I'm pulling up the market value chart at 6 scale Cantina, Lane, how much if they reissue this whenever they do, or if they do it in Revenge of the Sith 20th anniversary packaging, how much does it affect the OG one?
It would affect it probably a little bit, but I think like you've shown with market trends before with the up and down of things, it would probably maybe affect it a little bit when it's first announced. But I think the OG figure, because it would have like say the droid or something like that, if it was Dark Side, like it may not be $700 or $800, but it would be $600 to $650. So it's still going to be a Grail, for a Grail figure, and it's going to by that time. The original one may be harder to find too, because of just wear, tear, and other things on the figures, over time.
And the collector number 1 says, let's hit that like button the same way you press play on your favorite Star Wars film. Let's go ahead and fill up the collector number 1 along with the birthday boy, the Thor, who's in the house at table 2, along with Mando. And let's play this from.
This drink, I like it.
I know, it's great, right?
Another.
That's what Howard's doing right now when it comes to Hot Toys. OG fan says Joao 267 was the Dark Side original price. I would say 285, 290. What do you think, guys?
290. Yeah, 290, 295.
That sounds a lot more reasonable.
Exactly.
$800. Yeah. I mean, really,
$800.
Lane, with Joao and Lane, would you complain? Let's say that they actually put it up and it was $299 or $300 straight for a Dark Side Anakin.
Nope.
No.
I don't pre-order day one anymore. But that would
me neither.
There would be, whether on Post-it note, sticky note on my computer, or on an Excel document, there would be put, 2023 pre-order list, release list. That guy's on it. Like, start saving the money up and getting it set aside.
All right, let's go through this list, guys. I'm going to show you. We're going to go back to the biggest mover section. We're going to see where Dark Side Anakin and that Obi-Wan is. Let's see everything on the market value chart where it's trending. So when you go to 6scalecantina.com, just go ahead and click on the Star Wars market value chart. Of course, you see a button for the Marvel market value chart, and that is under construction. We're going to have that up for you here in just a couple of months. And then after that, subsequently, you're going to have all the Hot Toys ever released. You're going to have the market chart for those as well, which is going to be a great correlation to see how it compares to Star Wars, where for most of it is a complete and utter polar opposite at the moment, as I was predicting. And you go to the current value column at the market value chart, you hit it a couple times, and you get the highest ranked figures to the lowest ranked figures. So we're going to get into some of these right now. You're seeing Han and Chewie steady number 1, $1,002 and steady. My God. But look at underneath this here. You can see Tarkin and Vader right now trending up, just $29 away now, $971, guys, and rising. Wow. We're going to get into that one next, because that's another Vader. But look at Dark Side Anakin. Dark Side Anakin, $751 now, and rising, Joao. And when you continue to go on a few spaces down, Obi-Wan Deluxe, $625 and rising. Wow. I mean, $625, $751, Anakin, Dark Side, and Obi-Wan. Isn't this crazy?
It's completely crazy.
You're really making me hope that my Obi-Wan Deluxe waitlist slot flips. I'm on the wait list for.
Are you really?
Are you on the wait list?
They still have that on wait list.
Yeah, I'm on the wait list for that. You're making me go, Aries. Let them just dig out of it. I don't care if the box is a little damaged. Just find the wait list and flip it.
It says wait list full, so you're one of the full people on the wait list.
I'm always full because I eat too much food, but I'm like, can we flip that, please? I'll 274 whatever it is. Okay, if it's yeah. Here's 274. Even if I do need to work extra to make my rent next month, I'll do it. But I just can't believe that animated. But I haven't looked on here in a little bit. That animated Boba Fett, $700 for a single non-sculpted figure. That just tells me whatever we talk about with, did Book of Boba Fett not meet the Boba Fett we were looking for and stuff? People like Boba Fett.
Well, the top
15.
Yeah, and speaking of that Boba Fett, this is the top 15 over here. But it'll show you. You see a lot of items that are steady.
Yeah.
Han and Chewie steady, 1,002. Tarkin and Vader trending up, and Dark Side Anakin trending up, and
that's amazing for Obi-Wan though.
Yeah, Obi-Wan Deluxe trending up, and then Han and Chewie: The Force Awakens trending up. Everything else steady, but yeah, that Boba Fett animated, as you pointed out, 709 and steady. Boba Fett's Boba Fett, Lane. Here's the thing: when you look at some of these, to say that you'll never get another snowtrooper from the original trilogy, you're going to get one. People are asking me in there, what about Tarkin? Oh, remember, they couldn't wait to reissue the Attack of the Clones Yoda. They couldn't wait to reissue the Boba Fett Empire Strikes Back. They couldn't wait to reissue the Darth Vader Empire Strikes Back. But people are asking me about Tarkin and Vader. That's another one on this top 15 besides Obi-Wan and Anakin and Han and Chewie trending up. Let me show you the latest on that, guys. I think you're going to lose your stuff if I pull this up onto the screen. Look at this. And I'll pull this up. And Lane, I'll go to you first. $1,005. Yeah, I'd used. $1,005, buddy.
Plus 40 for shipping.
Yeah, pass. Well, not pass on like I don't like and that that's a telling power for these, even maybe just these two characters together, is because I guess they redid the New Hope Vader because the first one was a pile of junk. Even though they redid it, the New Hope Vader is Ares, at least I would ask, for on the secondary market, that is probably the least sought after of the available Vaders. Empire is probably the number one now, or Rogue One. Those two have kind of flipped back and forth.
They're both on par. But A New Hope actually is going way up right now, Lane. It's going up.
Because I would have said it was probably, of that 2-pack, the thing that makes it that value is the Tarkin.
Oh, exactly.
Exactly.
That Tarkin, and also we've talked about, I know you've talked about it because I've asked you before, just there's such a lack of Imperial guys, just imps, soldiers or officers. We got Tarkin, you got Krennic, and we've got obviously Moff Gideon, but he's a little bit different because he's not a straight, uniform or anything like that. Why we could use an Admiral Piet or General Veers or something like that, maybe to help fill him out a little bit. But that's driven by Tarkin. I think that shows the desire for Tarkin. I mean, we all like Vader, but we have other options for Vader. Some that might even be made better than that one is.
And because
no, go ahead, Joao.
Yeah, because the Tarkin, it's an amazing work they did with the head sculpt.
Oh, amazing!
It's a real one of the best head sculpts they did until now, and that's why also it helps a lot to push the price, because that figure is pristine.
Here's the other thing about this. Joao, we'll stay with you. The other thing about this Vader, it's not exactly a direct reissue of the Vader by itself. This is slightly improved and supposedly even more movie accurate than the original release. So that also, with that one going up by itself, the regular solo release issue of the Darth Vader New Hope, this one, as I've pointed out many, many times, is unique, and you can only get this version that is more movie accurate in the Tarkin 2-pack. So it does make it very, very desirable.
No doubt. That makes it even more special, because it's the only option you have to have this improved Vader. That's why this 2-pack is going through the roof, and it will not go down. It will not go down. A single songwriter is saying he is waiting for the 50th anniversary for the New Hope, but Would you say they will wait that long until reissue these 2-pack if they ever reissue it? I mean,
No, I don't think they'll wait that long at all. To be quite honest with you, I think when they reissue this, you'll have an updated head sculpt of Peter Cushing. In the meantime, will they be use this exact mold so they can get more out of it? They already reissued the Han Solo and Chewbacca 2-pack, and I really believe they're going to reissue that a third time, personally. And I think once we get to the anniversary for A New Hope, you will get all those figures again with updated head sculpts. It will be time. But don't think for a second, Joao, that they won't capitalize to reuse this mold and get more mileage out of it. It's just way too high. Look at this, guys. Right now, okay, and this is a U.S. seller. $1,169 with 17 watchers. The 17 watchers means this isn't a joke. Like somebody putting up a heavy infantryman
off.
And with 10% off. So
and extra $20 for shipping.
That means people are considering buying this, guys, for $1,000 is what this means.
No doubt. Of course, there are people interested to pay that money. No doubt.
You know, Aries, I would make where you were mentioning the Han and Chewie one, though. Honestly, though, and this is like shooting pie in the sky type of thing. If we were going to see some type of 2-pack of those characters, I would rather them not do A New Hope. If they were going to, if they were going to do something with both those guys together in a pack, I would rather them do a Bespin Han and then have a Bespin Han with maybe Chewbacca with, I don't know, pieces of, the only difference they could have pieces of C-3PO you could attach to Chewie's back and do that as a 2-pack. Do a Empire Strikes Back one and maybe the single release. You know, that's like the deluxe pack release or whatever, like with this. The single pack would be Han Solo. So the focus would be and I'm just totally shooting pie in the sky here kind of thing. That the Han Solo Bespin would be like the main Solo figure, and then that would be a 2-pack that the only way you can get the Chewie reissue is in that 2-pack.
No, I like that idea.
That's how, if they were going to do a 2-pack, I'd rather it be something. The Chewie can be pretty much the old one, obviously with some improvement, maybe, so it doesn't look like the Force Awakens one. But you know, the general look and stuff of the original, just add a little something to it, and then you know it can be like $650, $650.
Well, they already did this with the dark suit Superman and the Nightmare Batman. You get the Nightmare Batman again. So I think you're on the right line. 72 in here. Go ahead and smash the like button. You are watching the Dark Jedi on a very special Market Chart Show. Market Chart Show live here on a Sunday, Memorial Day weekend. Happy Memorial Day to you. I'm serving up all the hot coffee, also iced coffee today for some of you that want to cool off with all this Hot Toys heat. And of course, the hot coffee for you that want to just keep sweating it out more with all this stuff from Hot Toys. Go ahead and smash that like button. Much, much appreciated. Continuing to go down some of this here. You know, here's the thing. They're invested. They're showing us, guys, that they are invested in stuff that has no relevance whatsoever to The Mandalorian. In Star Wars stuff that has no relevance whatsoever to the Book of Boba Fett. I mean, they came out with the Bespin Luke on April 13th. What in the world was that? I think it was very carefully put out there. They came out with every single release for May 4th. Had nothing to do, nothing, goose egg to do with anything on Disney Plus. And let's go ahead and fill up table 66 again with this as I'm talking.
Everything that has transpired has done so according to my design.
And I think that Howard and Hot Toys have a design right now. So I think when you look at some of these figures that are so astronomical, you can't rule out. Look, we haven't even talked about Tarkin from Rogue One. They've been already putting out Joao Rogue One figures. A couple, actually.
Exactly.
So who's to say they will put out a Tarkin slightly same head sculpt, slightly different? I mean, look at how it's selling. Like right now, I put this up. Let's put up Tarkin by himself. I used one right now. I'm just going to put him up. It's ongoing by himself. See what that is. Already with 1 day and 7 hours left with 22 watchers that it's used. I don't even know if it comes with the brown shipper and all that. It's $445 with 7 bids. It's
crazy. It's crazy.
That's not actually bad for what I.
Yeah, no, it's not.
No,
it's not.
well, it's not over yet.
Bad.
I mean, it's going to probably be like 550, 600 by the time he gets to there.
It's crazy.
So, what do you think about what I said out there about Rogue One, Joao?
I think it makes completely sense. But these ones, do you have? Is there anyone that is sold? Do you have any idea of the sold price? Is there anyone that was sold? Because
these sells consistently in the $600 ranges right now. This figure's in the $600 range every time it sells. It is usually very high 500s or in the 600s every single time.
It's incredible the popularity of this figure, and it's funny that here in China the original trilogy is not that popular, but even Tarkin here is very expensive. Everyone wants a Tarkin in the collection. And Hot Toys, as you've been saying for so long time, Hot Toys doesn't sleep. They for sure know the second market prices. They follow these things, and sometimes it can be not they don't want to release new figures or do reissues. Sometimes it has to do with the agreements for the license. Maybe they don't have the license to reissue whenever they want, but only when they are allowed to.
You know what's interesting about this, Joao? And Lane was having some technical issues. We'll put it right back in here in a second. What if Tarkin was in Revenge of the Sith? You know that, right? At the very end of the movie. What do you think happens to this figure if he winds up being shown with Vader on the Death Star? We already know Ian McDiarmid. There's leaks that Ian McDiarmid is in this. So we could argue all day. It's only a hologram. He's in there. Who gives a crap? He's in it. You're going to see the Emperor in this show. Is it possible we see Peter Cushing, a more CGI of him in this? If we see him in any capacity in this at all, can you even imagine what happens with this figure or even this 2-pack that we're talking about that we've just been spilling our coffee over looking at these prices? I mean, it might go to plaid, like they say in Spaceballs.
No doubt. if he does appears as we all of us are expecting, no doubt, this will go nuts completely.
That's what I was talking about, Lane. I don't know if you heard that. I know you had to fix a technical issue and come back, but could you imagine if we see Tarkin? No, he was in Revenge of the Sith in any capacity at all. What happens to this figure in the Obi-Wan series?
Well, I mean, it may. However, I really think what has helped this guy keep the value of him is because he has been a modern, even though obviously it has been Peter Cushing so much, but appearing in Rogue One as the CGI model. He was a reoccurring character in Clone Wars. He was in the Bad Batch recently. I think he's been not a regular reoccurring, but he's prominently been featured in Star Wars projects here within the last few years. So his character is relevant to what's going on. And I think that has helped keep the value of that 2-pack, as well as just, if you really, people don't necessarily think about it because we've had so many Star Wars movies. He was kind of the central bad guy. Remember, let's not forget, he was kind of bossing Vader around in the original A New Hope movie. He was the head military guy, kind of, which, we go back sometimes and we look at if you look from that to Empire Strikes Back, that's a storytelling thing that doesn't make complete sense necessarily if he's the right-hand guy of the Emperor himself, kind of. But was
that the Hot Toys Wizard you just grabbed? Did you just grab the Hot Toys Wizard?
No, that was a really hot Siamese cat that wants lots of attention.
Well, the wizard could take the likeness of a cat.
Many forms.
Any form.
But that's the thing I think we forget sometimes for that character Tarkin. Why I think he's memorable too. Obviously, Peter Cushing killed that performance as that thing because he's such a great actor. That's why I was always so excited when Christopher Lee, because I had watched the old Hammer movies for years. When Christopher Lee was announced to be in the Attack of the Clones, because I was more familiar. I was thinking of him as Saruman. Now I'm like, Saruman went from being a wizard to a Sith Lord. That's awesome. But I think Tarkin was the central bad guy of the original Star Wars movie with Vader, or both of them together. Vader, more memorable guy because of his costume and other stuff, and he had a lightsaber. Tarkin, though, was kind of the central authority figure, which the Emperor, obviously was in Return of the Jedi. But he's sorry, go ahead. No,
go ahead. Finish up. Sorry.
I know. I just think that's what's really helped the lasting legacy of that character, and why he's still his figures are so expensive is because his figures pop up about as rarely as appears these days.
Well, we're going to continue with the biggest mover section and tie it into all the Star Wars Hot Toys heat. But before we do, we're going to actually take a pause and then go back to the market value chart and talk about this. This is another bombshell announcement where it looks like, Joao, that Hot Toys is making clear and present declarations, because there certainly were a lot of talk because of the way that they operated in the past, the way things were with Star Wars. A lot of these figures that we teased that we never saw the light of day during the dark times, during the sequels, especially after The Force Awakens. And it seems like that they're making, this is another declaration where it's like, hey, all 5 of the Bad Batch are coming out. I have to go ahead and grab more coffee in the cantina. So Joao and Lane, I'm going to let you open this conversation, if you both don't mind, and start talking about what the purpose is for Hot Toys in putting out this announcement, really just showing all 5 of these. And the Dark Jedi is going to get more coffee and be right back.
See you shortly, sir.
Yeah, for me, I think they are just making a point here. I think they are covering every show that they can from Star Wars.
Yeah,
and the Bad Batch, doing the 5 of them, doing the whole team, you will want to get them all. You will not get only one. So you will want to expand, do the whole team with them, and then above that, you can use them with you can place them with clone troopers. You can place them with so many stuff. So I think I don't know if you watched the old show. I'm still watching the Bad Batch.
I watched the entire first season.
I'm still, I think, in the 3rd or 4th episode. So I'm still not very familiar.
Yeah, well, I the first thing I watched when I reactivated Disney Plus a little over a year ago is I watched the entire Bad Batch, because that was the primary show I came back for. I already have Hunter pre-ordered and completely paid off. I am going to be pre-ordering Echo soon, just because should be coming, fingers crossed, sometime here soon. I'm super excited because I already decided that I was graduating from Clone War. After I get the Anakin with Staff, I'm kind of done with the Clone Wars, and I'm going to primarily collect Bad Batch, even if that was only 2 or 3 figures for that era of Star Wars. So I'm super excited. After seeing the actual live thing, because I was unsure, because the thing that stopped me from doing it a while ago is I didn't really like the Echo heads. Not saying it looked bad, but just seeing him look like Lobot wasn't working for me. I wanted an ARC Trooper Echo. That's what I really, really would like.
Okay.
I would, despite leaving Clone Wars, if they put out an ARC Trooper Echo, I'm buying that. I'm getting him. Seeing the Crosshair for a while, where he's the other one. I kind of really, really. I'm not a huge Wrecker fan or Tech nearly as much. My main ones are Echo, Hunter, and Crosshair of the Bad Batch. My only concern I have is, maybe because you've been collecting a lot longer than I have, Breda, is we've only seen the Wrecker that they showed and Crosshair have only ever been shown with helmets.
With helmets,
so,
right?
Do you think it's, to quote Aries, there's a possibility we may only get helmeted looks of those guys?
I don't know, because Hunter has head sculpt, right?
Yeah, he's only
Hunter.
250 with a head sculpt.
Okay, so I think you will see head sculpts for all of them. I think it
I-
makes sense.
I was gonna say I could maybe see for Tech, but I think he'll be the last one of any of them announced because you see part of kind of his face and eyes and all that in his armor. Honestly, if they don't do crossover with the head sculpt, I probably wouldn't care that much because, to be perfectly honest, I am probably going to be keeping their helmets on.
Exactly, because the helmet looks so cool.
Yeah,
the crosswear.
They have such a unique look that I like about them. There's only one thing that I really want from the Bad Batch for them to put out, like from this line of things other than the Bad Batch. I need a TK trooper or two.
Okay. I thought you were going to say you want Tarkin from the Bad Batch.
No. I want to have a TK, so we have the early thing because they would match up with these guys. And I'm gonna even I don't army build. I might buy like one or something. But I want a TK trooper to be able to put with them, whether they're like punching them in the face or something like that or whatever. The other thing that these guys can go with really well, and I think might for people who are into this line could help, is also the shinies from the Attack of the Clones 20th. Because you put the Phase 2 helmet on them, that could be a reason, like in chat, if you're thinking about getting some of those, but you're not sure because you may already have like the 212th or not the 212th, the 501st,
501st.
Coruscant guards, like those may be kind of what mostly, if anything, you just want from the clones, unless if they do 212. Those shinies, if you're getting Bad Batch, would also be able to go with them because they would give something you could set. Because, since they were enemies in the first early episodes of Bad Batch, those shinies, if you're not doing a ton of Attack of the Clones stuff, you could put them with Bad Batch very easily and have them kind of as being opponents for the Bad Batch. I think this is a great series. I'm glad to see they're continuing this subline. I was hoping at least they were going to put out Crosshair since they had showed him. I assume at this point, at least we're going to get 4 of the 5 since we've at least seen them. But like you pointed out, Breda, they've had figures up before for, as we've talked about, like Padme and other ones for years, had them pop up and then they just never do them.
No, yeah, but here's the thing with those guys with that, and this is one of the things I've been pointing out, and I think you have to weigh this in when you consider that as well. When they were teasing those C-3POs and those Padmes and those Kit Fistos and the 212th and all those things, it was a time where even Hasbro didn't want to use the license for toys that Star Wars had.
It's for the dark times.
It was the dark times. So now, clearly what I think that they're showing you here, at least from my perspective, the best that they can is that we're going to make them all. So that's what I think, and that's why that they put this out. I mean, people would be so hard on them if they didn't come out with all 5 of these now, because they basically said in their Facebook post, we're coming out with all 5 of them. Right?
Exactly. And it only makes sense at this moment in time. Imagine if you want to get the Bad Batch figures, you need to do the whole team. It doesn't make sense to do only 3 or 4 of them. They need to do the 5 of them. They must.
Yeah, I mean, really. And I missed what you guys were saying, but why did they put this out? They put a lot out this month, but they just does this mean that it's a year away, or are they basically telling you? It seems like with every tease that they have put out lately, Joao, they've been answered on it within very short order. So are we going to get the rest of these very quickly?
I think so. I think the rest of them will go for pre-order in a short time. They are just letting you. They just want to let you know that we are doing all of them. So keep for new people to keep pre-ordering those that are already, or to get them, and the others will follow. I think they are just making a statement that they are going to do the whole team.
Wayne, your take?
I could see maybe Crosshair, but I think Wrecker and Tech will be a while. I think it's more likely closer to when Bad Batch actually comes out, season 2.
Me too. No, I think you're going to get
this year.
Yeah.
I think since Crosshair has been shown since last year, I'm going to guess he is. I mean, obviously we're seeing Wrecker and stuff, but if they're going to do a head sculpt with them or something, like I was talking Breda, I'm kind of worried maybe the rest of the guys, maybe except Tech, since you see a lot of his face, with his helmet. I think Wrecker and since they have not showed a head sculpt with those guys, there is a possibility they may not get head sculpts. They could just be helmet, which to me is fine because I'm probably going to be displaying them with their, full trooper armors anyway. But like, if you want to take some pictures or do other stuff like that with head sculpt, you might be a little disappointed.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's why that they tease this, guys. I mean, 1,000% these are all coming. That's why that they put that out. Otherwise, they're lying. That's like them saying, "Oh, we're coming out with the second wave, and then we're not going to do it." They're not doing this half-ass in any way. And the interesting thing is, though, Joao, even with them doing all this, there's still going to be people who are saying, "Oh, we're never going to get it." But I think for the most part, the conversations are over with a lot of this stuff because they're answering it in a big way. And I'm very curious, Joao, on how they actually end this month. Because what are we going to get then June through December?
Exactly. That's a good question. This month was, I think it was better than most of us were expecting.
Oh,
only for Star Wars was.
It's like a dream.
It's
like we're living in a dream world right now.
It's really incredible, and I don't think Hot Toys will stop here. They will go through this year with more announcements, because they know at this moment how hot Star Wars is, and as we have been talking in the last months, how much Hot Toys is depending a bit on Star Wars, and is betting on Star Wars. Because there's not much from Marvel going on at this moment. I don't know if you guys have noticing, but many people are selling out their Marvel collections.
Pause that, because you brought up a very interesting point. There's not much going on with Marvel at this moment, but there actually is. But I know what you mean. There's not much going on with them in the market.
Not
yet.
As hot.
You had a Black Widow movie, which I thought was decent last year. You had Spider-Man No Way Home, which was absolutely epic. Doctor Strange.
That one, they're putting a lot of figures out.
They're putting a lot of figures out. Doctor Strange, which is absolutely unbelievable. They had the Moon Knight show, which I thought was fantastic. They have the upcoming Thor. But yet, all you have with Star Wars, besides the show from a few days ago, all you have with a couple days ago, whatever it is, a day ago now, I can't even keep track, is Book of Boba Fett, Ride Like a Bantha, and The Mandalorian. Again, this one guy over here, it's not even a movie. As I go ahead and fill up table 2 again.
This is the way.
And it's absolutely selling way and far beyond. And even stuff from the past, 1980, Luke Bespin, 5 weeks #1, selling more than the Moon Knight when the Moon Knight was up. You had C-3PO coming out the same exact week as Doctor Strange, both very expensive figures. Doctor Strange $335, C-3PO $330, and Fabio and I talked a ton about how can't believe we didn't think C-3PO at $330 was going to sell that much, selling more than Doctor Strange. How do you even? So the thing about that, Joao, is there is a lot going on with Marvel. They have a myriad of blockbuster movies. They have shows. And yet the Mandalorian and the little green guy, little new Mickey Mouse, is doing better.
Yeah, it's interesting also because the things you get from Marvel, let's say a Doctor Strange movie, a Spider-Man movie, it's not nothing new. It's new movies, but it's the same characters and so on. The Mandalorian was like a refreshment of the Star Wars franchise, and it was something new that wasn't expected and was a hit that everyone. There's few people that will say that Mandalorian was not enjoyable and was not a great show for the Star Wars universe. And like you many times you said, Aries, the Grogu is the new Mickey Mouse, and I kind of agree with that. And on collecting Hot Toys, this happens a lot. Many collectors they see a new show, they want to follow the hype, and they start to feel interest on Star Wars and Mandalorian, for example, and then with so many pre-orders coming, you need to make choices. You cannot collect all the lines in Hot Toys. You cannot collect DC, Marvel, and Star Wars unless you are Fabio, of course. But you need to make you need to make decisions. You need to decide.
Or
Do I
buy
want
all of the vehicles. Don't forget buy all the vehicles too.
exactly? You need to decide what you want to collect. So lately, it seems Star Wars is in a high rise, and people want rather collect Star Wars and maybe not so much as Marvel, because you can only have so many Doctor Strange. You already have Doctor Strange from Infinity War. You have a Doctor Strange from the Spider-Man movie. You have Doctor Strange from the first movie, and now they give you a new one. Maybe people already have a Doctor Strange. They don't need other one.
You know, that's a really good perspective, and I think that's part of it. And I'm gonna play even a different avenue from that and get you and Lade's take on it, and certainly something that I've been talking about for some months. And I've laid out some data and some detail, which I won't go into here a little bit, especially for insiders, that are in here, and also for the regular shows here. I pointed it out and brought up a ton of stuff just a couple weeks ago with Fabio. And you're speaking of Fabio, by the way. Little plug here for Fabio and I. Aries and Fabio will be live on Memorial Day. We will be going live tomorrow evening, so you don't want to miss that, just like we always do on a Monday, probably a little bit earlier, so that we could even take more time with you. But stay tuned for the official banner to be put out. But we will be live tomorrow evening, Aries and Fabio for sure. But no, here's the thing. Marvel is founded on comics. Marvel has a huge amount of secondary market love when it comes to comics and comic collecting and other collectibles. It was built on something completely different than Star Wars in 1977, which basically the whole collectible memorabilia foundation for Star Wars is toys. People talk about, and there are collectors that come in from statues. I watch a lot of these other channels. That's great. But the majority of people that come in, the majority that are coming into Hot Toys are toy collectors that don't know anything about a statue or a Picasso or this or that. They're coming from toys. And this is the highest end toy. And don't think for a darn minute that the statues, it's like, well, that's not elite enough, because, when you could go ahead and spend $1 million on a rocket firing Boba Fett plastic 3 3/4 figure. Okay. It is a completely different ball game. You can buy out statue companies for the amount just for that one little plastic figure on that. That is a high end, high stakes, high Vegas game that it comes in with. And so my point in this is you can't look at exactly what's happening in Marvel and say 100% it will be the same exact way with Star Wars, because to be quite frank with everybody here, it's completely founded totally differently. And it's not that one's better than the other. Marvel is doing great. Spider-Man's breaking records. Doctor Strange doing amazing. It's just not founded on a toy market from its foundation, guys.
That's a good point. That's true. I actually was reading something about that and it's true that Star Wars depends a lot on the merchandising, and there's a lot of merchandising from Star Wars. You see collectors from every kind, not only Hot Toys, but you also see there are many people collecting lightsabers. It's huge, the amount of collectors only for lightsabers. And when you go into that lightsaber realm, then you start to see prices that really scared you. There are
very
lightsabers
or the helmets like De Novo and those
helmets, exactly.
I mean, and to just tell you, I mean, for Star Wars, the diversity, you could go from the Black Series helmets, which are $130, $150, and there are people who have huge walls full of them and everything.
Exactly.
But even the replica, like the helmets like De Novo does and stuff like that, they, I think, kind of fall from, I'm trying to think, either movie replica or kind of toy collection background, kind of, where Hot Toys, that's where one thing for Hot Toys for Star Wars, it's kind of almost, would you guys say, almost like a perfect medium range for some of the things, because you go from, the Black Series, although obviously, as you talked about, certain figures can go crazy high, like if they're out of print or something like that. But they're a nice medium thing where from the average, like say Black Series or Retro Series or whatever. Those are going to be obviously 20, unfortunately now 20, 18 to 25, $30. And then you've got the Hot Toys, which, they're not cheap, but they're not like super ridiculous. They're not $1,000 for a statue. They're a nice medium ground between that and then even some of the other replicas and other stuff where you can get nice things that have some size and impact to them. They're also not silly huge. They're not 3 feet tall that you're having to struggle to find space for. That's what I think really is especially for Star Wars. Hot Toys figures are one of the perfect medium because you can get a full size looking of a character you like that you can manipulate, and doesn't take as much space up necessarily. It's like a statue does or something.
And with very accurate head sculpts.
Yeah, that too.
Very lifelike head sculpts.
And look, yeah, no, absolutely. With 70 in here, go ahead and smash the like button. You are watching a very special Market Chart Show live with the Dark Jedi. I have some special guests, Big Breda, Julio Iglesias in here from the Big Breda channel. Ad Lane hanging out with me on Planet Tattooine. We're both from Planet Tattooine. Let's go back to this real quick here, guys. So we're back.
Don't forget, I'm still waiting for you to fix my moisture evaporator too.
You're gonna have to go visit. You're gonna have to go visit Paley and R5D4 for that, baby.
Or I'm gonna have to go hit up Watto and just see.
Or you can.
No, only money works.
Or you can call Tika, right?
Oh,
the Joao.
Yes,
Tika.
Yeah.
I love that scene. Did you like that, Joao?
Amazing. First time that you see Joao speaking with subtitles, because before they never subtitled what they were saying, and Joao with a name. We never had Jawas with names, and now we have a Joao with the name Tika. It's very interesting, and it was a good scene. I liked it.
Prime time reviews in the house, guys. That's awesome. He's saying hit the like button. Should we fill him up, Lane? He's at table 5.
I would say
Feel
go
it.
for it. Do it, sir.
I should do it? Okay, here we go. Good to have prime time in here. What is going on? All right, look at this, guys. I'm pulling this up. Biggest movers. One I want to talk about in conjunction is let's talk about Lord Vader. But we all know that Darth Vader in the 40th anniversary packaging is absolutely off the charts. But looky here, besides Darth Vader in the 40th packaging, we're going up towards the $500 tier range. Joao, MMS 452, the one that's not in the 40th anniversary packaging. And I was showing signs of this a few weeks ago, and then more of it a couple weeks ago. And then all of a sudden right now, this one is going absolutely insane. Not quite where the other one is, but very, very high up. I'll pull a couple of them up over here on what's going on with MMS 452. Now consistently going over $400 as I pull this one up on the screen. You could look from May 28th, $400. This was one listing here. Gone with $30 in shipping. I'll pull up another one over here and pull this up onto the screen. And this is very, very interesting. Pulling this up on here. $450 this just sold for yesterday. And this is not even in the 40th anniversary packaging.
Exactly. That's what it's even more interesting. It's even more interesting, not even in the anniversary packaging. But this is crazy, really. Vader, it's a figure that I think there is no any, unless the first New Hope one, I think there is no Vader at this moment that you can find that is not high priced, right? I think all of them are going crazy. Even the quarter scale, it's going completely crazy too. But
this is Empire Strikes Back, Joao, and
exactly.
So let me ask you a question. They obviously showed that they're coming out with a Obi-Wan series Darth Vader, and I think they're going to come out with a battle damage one too. And I think we're going to get a quarter scale too. But all that aside, if any of those releases, will that affect Empire Strikes Back?
I don't think so.
Why? Because it's Empire Strikes Back, right?
Exactly. Because it is the Empire Strikes Back Vader, and it will always
Goes with Bespin Luke, which is on fire.
Exactly. Bespin Luke, it's different. This one will always keep their value and will not influence the one that we will see from the new show. Because from the new show, like you said, I think we are going to, what do you guess, 2-3 Vaders you are going to see from there? I think at least 2.
Yeah, I
do.
I think too.
I think we're gonna have 2 Vaders. I'm seeing it a little bit different than Ares, though. Like they're showing the Obi-Wan one right now. I think they're gonna do it as whatever we would still call remains of a DX series one of it. I think there's gonna be a regular Vader, just like the regular one, and he's gonna have maybe a decent base with him and something else that comes kind of with DX figures. And then there's gonna be a deluxe DX, a deluxe. What'll be like alternate head sculpt, like battle damage head, a battle damage, like maybe part of Anakin's face showing, and maybe there's a full like top head sculpt like the old Sebastian Shaw one from the quarter scale. So I think there'll be at least 2 head sculpts with it, but I think there's going to be 2 DXs for it.
Oh, I love a DX lane. That'd be great.
Imagine if they give us a Vader in the tank inside.
Oh, like 2 different figures? Ooh, that would go. I don't know if I need to see naked, no arm, no half leg, like Vader floating there in Bacta, though.
But that was scary to see. His body is complete. Wow, that was a very
that second Empire Strikes Back Vader went up $50. Like 3 seconds after that last shot showed, Vader Hot Toys went up.
So, Lay, what's your perspective? I agree with Joao. I think because this is Empire Strikes Back, I think we will. I've been predicting we'll have 2 or 3 Vaders at least up on pre-order at once coming very soon. I don't think it affects Empire Strikes Back at all. It's too iconic. It's too unique.
Yeah, and I mean, you've shown before, I know, in some of your other shows too, when we have had some. I mean, even going back when we were talking about with Obi-Wan Kenobi a little bit earlier, they're going to put out a new Kenobi. And how collectors often are is they want whatever's the latest thing. It may not be the best, but they want the latest. I mean, I think you've shown before where there may be for in the short term, maybe the value for Empire Strikes Back Vader goes down for a little bit for where it's currently at. Maybe it's at $5. By the end of Kenobi, it's like people are in super Vader hype. It's $500, so it's there for a while. And then afterwards, after the Vaders get announced, maybe it drops to $450 for like, a month. And then it's going to creep back up. Just like you mentioned, like Mud Trooper Hand went down, earlier in the year for a while. And now it's gone back up. Like there was whatever the reason, it went down for a little bit. But these individual, especially like one like Empire Strikes Back, it made down for a little bit after during the initial announcement. Because like, hey, here's the latest Vader. I should get the latest one. Then it's going to go back up because people are going to be like, oh, but it's got that base that's completely unique to it. And I'm getting Bespin Luke next year. So the Obi-Wan Vader's cool, but that one will go better with that Bespin Luke. So I should get that one. And they're going to be willing to start paying it.
Exactly. Let's welcome 808 Michigan Jedi is in the house over here.
Ooh.
Aloha to you as well. Good to have him in here. Let's fill him up at table 88 with the guy that's changing the world. And as Joao said, is very hot, extremely hot in Asia. And what a ride. Hot Toys and Howard Chan and Disney. And my goodness gracious, Deborah Chow, Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni are bringing us. And you have to wonder, guys, are we going to do this a couple of more times before June 1st?
Which is really appropriate. You're using that particular thing this weekend.
Yeah, I know. Especially
Maverick came out, which I'm going to see tomorrow.
Oh, are you really?
I'm super excited. I've been trying to get myself, because I don't watch movies a lot just on streaming as much as I used to, but I'm trying to see if I can find to watch the original Top Gun, because I haven't watched that movie in like 20 years or more. And then go see Top Gun Maverick, because I know I had 3 friends who went to see it. We say it's better than the original. Like it's goofy like the original, but they say this one, the flight scenes and everything are so much more intense and everything. They're like, it feels like Top Gun, but then takes it a step beyond in the quality of the movie itself and everything. You still need to just go in and not take it too seriously, but it's popcorn fun, but has a little bit extra to it that makes it at least as memorable as the original Top Gun.
Yeah, I cannot wait. And it's going to be an awesome movie, and I'm just going to be seeing it tomorrow as well. So, Lane, it'll be great to get your thoughts.
This has got to be your
that.
best. This has got to be your favorite weekend in a while, Aries. You had tons of new releases.
It's been a little bit of a crazy weekend, but
but you've had Celebration. You've got to see,
2 hours of Obi-Wan.
Clones coming. Yeah, Obi-Wan start. I mean, it's so much stuff. Anyway, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, don't be. We're not. Hey, listen, we're all one in here today. You're watching the market chart show with 70 in here. Smash the like button. You're with the Dark Jedi, and is it possible I'm serving up all the Star Wars Hot Toys talk? And I say, hit the like button, baby. We've got Joao, Big Breda in here. We have got Lane from Planet Tattooine, my neighbor, in here as well. Come on. So listen, I always give everybody tips as well. So you're seeing a lot of stuff within the secondary market, Lane and Joao, where it's not being affected at all. It's just the same story as it has been. However, and with a lot of the figures, the prominent figures going up even more. It's just like Star Wars continues to just be on this high level right now, which is real interesting. However, there's always ebbs and flows, like you brought up the Mud Trooper. Like, we brought up some figures always since I came on the channel. And one of the ones that I've been telling everybody to keep an eye on, and I think that there's a couple of reasons for it, particularly because of the Endor release, which is the preferred one, is sometimes you can get deals, but they're not going to last that way. I was talking about that with the Mud Trooper, and it was more than an ebb and flow. It was like really going down around $270. We had the same thing with Cheer It. I got news on that. Your window for the Mud Trooper has ended. So unless you're willing to spend $350 now at over $400, you're not going to get it. And if you do want to get it, it's going to be over $400 very soon. But there's a figure right now where people are spending $500-$600 to get this figure, and over $400 to get the non-deluxe version, where they can go ahead and get the Jedi Knight version, which has again trended down. And this has been a little bit weird with this figure. I'm going to pull this up on the screen. Just back from May 18th, guys, somebody who was able to scoop up, and this seller is almost 1,850 feedback, $271 for $25 and just $25 shipping. Are you kidding me? And this Luke is not missing anything. It's pristine. This one right now, and I'm telling you right now that this Jedi Knight, I don't care about the fat suit. It will not stay at this price. But if anyone's looking for a Luke Return of the Jedi, just saying. But Joao, I'm going to let you go on this first. Are you surprised by this?
I'm actually quite surprised. This is a very good deal for $271. Even the plus shipping, it's a really good deal. But I can see that because many people that were searching for a look, maybe they pre-ordered the Mando look. Maybe they will use that look as their main look for the collection. But it's you always want to have a look from Return of the Jedi, right? So if you can grab one, if you can grab one at the good price, I think it's $271. You will not find these anywhere. I cannot find it here at this price. Not even here.
No, right now on the market value chart at 6scalecantina.com, and don't forget to bookmark 6scalecantina.com. Yeah, not even there in Asia. It's $315 right now. The secondary market price and trending down, Lane. I've been pointing this out for a while. This won't stay because I pointed out the Mud Trooper for a while, and I've had people that reach out to me say, "Thanks, Aries. I picked one up to $75. Thanks, Aries. I got one 300 shipped, and now you can't touch that one." Here's one right now. If someone's got the money and they got it budgeted and they really want this figure because they just want it, and it's like, oh crap! Right now, if you hunt, it's just moving for this. Unlike Lane, now to Joao's point, and Joao will go back to you on that, and I think it may have something to do with the Mando Luke, but the Mando Luke isn't affecting the Endor Luke. The Endor Luke is on freaking fire, especially the deluxe. It's one of the hottest sets out there. The Endor Luke. So, yeah.
But they are different. The Endor Luke is a completely different figure, and I can see
it's better. I think
see,
it's better. I think all around it's better. You get a lot more with it.
It's better.
But
and
$500 to $600 more? I mean,
no.
I mean that's what I point. I mean, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, for the price that it is, it's crazy, but it's Luke, so I can understand. I can understand that some people will really pay the price for that. I just want to address here, because Braden already asked 2 times here if anyone need the codes for the Chrome Troopers. Maybe he has some codes to share, because he already asked for 2 times. If anyone doesn't have the codes, maybe he will share the codes here with everyone.
Thank you, Braden. Much appreciated. Thanks for pointing that out, Joao. Though that's great. So you guys know who to reach out to over here if you need some codes, baby.
I'm sure Aries has already 4 on pre-order.
I don't pre-order anything.
No, it's
except one thing, which I'm finally getting next week. My 2-pack Boba Fett. I can't wait.
Well, you get these 2, you have to.
My 2-pack Boba Fett's coming. I'm getting it next week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, crazy unboxing coming. Crazy unboxing for Cantina Insiders coming.
Amazing. But about this,
what's that?
Never mind. Let Breda go.
No, I was talking about these Chrome Troopers. Everyone is going after the codes. Everyone is wanting the codes to pre-order. But for example, these 2 troopers last night, Hot Toys here in China, they open pre-orders for them without any limited quantity. You can pre-order them easily. They opened last night here.
When are they going to open up on Sideshow tonight, you think?
I don't know. Probably. I heard it was after June 1st. They opened here in China yesterday. Last evening, they opened here a pre-order for these troopers.
I think the big thing is, because I have ordered the Death Trooper Chrome, the Death Trooper Black Chrome. I love Death Troopers. But the big thing is, I think right now with those codes you're getting the access to is free shipping.
Okay.
If you pre-order using the code, you get free shipping on
free shipping.
figure. So that's saving you $20-$25 right there on, or depending where you are here in the United States, 18 to 20, 22, $23 before double boxing.
That's the problem we have here, because we are used to free shipping everything, so we never need to worry about shipping.
No, not here. No. Used to be.
No, but that's a good point. If you have free shipping, it's always better to use the codes.
Okay.
No, thanks for that, Joao.
Aries, you want some Chrome Troopers.
And it's incredible that they are shipping this year.
They're not 2023 pre-orders. It's still just 12 right now for Star Wars in 2023, Joao, compared to 34 pre-orders for Marvel, which doesn't sell as good as Star Wars in 2023. So you can do the math on what Hot Toys is probably going to give us.
Hot Toys having to catch up on all those Isn't there?
I know it's a lot.
Even with all. Sorry, no, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Lane.
I was going to say, if we were looking at Sideshow right now, isn't it something? Okay, leaving out obviously not some other ones that have been shown at like Paz, Vizsla, the reissue, new release, whatever, and the Wrecker and stuff. As of right now, isn't it something like for pre-orders totally available between now and 2023? Isn't it like, I don't know, like 63 pre-orders to 46 or something? Then that's taking into account like all the Attack of the Clone ones and everything that have been put up.
Lane, I'll pull that up right now, and we'll go ahead and
just to show how crazy it is
and
the
talk
imbalance
through
of that.
Yeah, but before I do, just again another just tidbit here. I was showing the Luke Skywalker right now, $315 and trending down. The Jedi Knight one, according to the market value chart at 6scalecantina.com. If you're looking for a Luke, now is the time, because it absolutely will not last with this figure. Of course, you could spend double the price on the deluxe Endor one if that's what you're looking for, because that one is 1,000% on fire. But going back to 6scalecantina.com to address Lane's question. So with the question that Lane asked about pre-orders, Marvel versus Star Wars versus Marvel, your one-stop shop to be able to get that information is sixscalecantina.com. So please bookmark the site. If you go to the very bottom of the homepage, I have a section called Marvel Star Wars Comparison. So you can see right here, Lane, there's 12 pre-orders right now for 2023 for Star Wars. 1/6 scale. This doesn't include 1 quarter. This is just 1/6 scale. Versus 34 for Marvel in 2023. So it's a huge different comparison. As far as total in stock and pre-order, you have 69 right now for Star Wars. Okay. Versus 113. So the gap you were talking about, I think, is a little bit even more than what you were saying. And then now this went down a lot for Star Wars. 1/6 unreleased Hong Kong pre-orders is just 15. But now when you add the Chrome Troopers, that's going to go up to 17. And of course, you got 29 for Marvel. Yeah. So that's the difference right there, Lane.
Wow. So, and here you have with the remaining releases, that's where we're kind of at the moment now for stuff for still 2022. So
it's crazy
because I know right now because the last I think remaining from the picture they had been kind of releasing stuff off of for the last while is still just supposed to be the Mark V Iron Man issue, which I'm getting that,
and the Miles Spider-Man.
Miles,
yeah.
So
and the comic Iron Man.
Yeah, didn't that? Well, Aries, you were talking about stuff. Has been issues, or I know you're talking about like newer original release type things. Well, that Iron Man, the Iron Man comic version got released in Hong Kong, but it got completely recalled because the base was having terrible problems.
Oh, wow.
A base had problems.
Yeah, they said we pulled everything back, so the US was not going to be getting it for a while, and we're redoing it because everybody, I don't know, Breda might know the exact thing what was causing the
No, I knew that was about the base, but that not much more about that. Did you see a comment also from single songwriter?
Yeah.
That it is confirmed that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, they use Hot Toys figures to create scenes.
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's great.
They do. They absolutely do. And putting this up, and thank you so much, songwriter, to bookmark sixscalecantina.com. And Braden asked Dark Killer, are you in Aries' Facebook page? And that's a great thing. Right here, I have the link to the Facebook page within the video description below, along with Lane's address on Planet Tattooine and Big Breda's channel address here on YouTube. But you could also go to sixscalecantina.com, and on the very top, I have the social media icons you could see up there at the top right, Facebook, Instagram. Those are all free. You should definitely go ahead and do those. But going back to the section that we're talking about here, Star Wars versus Marvel. 808 Michigan Jedi says his Clone Wars arrives Wednesday.
Nice.
My Boba Fett's going to come Thursday or Friday. I cannot wait. It's real interesting here, guys. With this, I feel like that, Fabio's talked about this before, and I kind of agree that they're just going to kind of play coy, like nothing's happening. They caught up on Star Wars. They'll have a few months where they catch up on some of these Marvel ones, but they're just going to be trekking along and whistling while they work, like the Seven Dwarves with Snow White. I'm playing coy with it, and certainly they're doing it right now, like there's nothing wrong. But I think that they probably wish the 34 pre-orders for Marvel were 34 for Star Wars, the way Star Wars is selling. But I think that this number is going to vastly increase, Lane, from 12, the way that they're investing in Star Wars. I mean, and I think that people have to realize you had like 25 to 30, 2020, 25 to 30 here. 2021, 2022, I think you got to expect it's going to be the same. It's not going to decrease with what they're doing for 2023, right?
No. Just, man.
It's crazy.
I'm just, my brain is just overloading on how many pre-orders Marvel has.
Exactly.
And, I mean, there's still, I'm not saying Star Wars don't have a lot either. Like, they've got a lot too, but it's just like, I'm looking at the quarter two, and I'm still looking at. I already have so many ones that have been released in Hong Kong. I'm still waiting to get, and I'm just looking, going, oh well, look, I got Bo-Katan still to get. Oh, I still got the Dark Trooper. Oh, I'm still gonna have to get Echo. Man, I'm doomed.
I'm putting this up. Yeah, I know, from Sean. So Sean, the way that I calculate this, there's 15. Because I don't account a deluxe. You know, people aren't going to go out and buy an Ahsoka Deluxe and Ahsoka Non-Deluxe. You're going to get one or the other. So those are one releases. We're not going to count all that. It's like counting the Blurg and the Blurg with Quill and the Blurg by it's you know, a lot of these I combined in there. I also am not putting in the quarter scale figures. So that's one release. It's kind of like if you're going to get a new Ford Taurus. You're not going to get a Ford Taurus Limited, Sean, and then get a Ford Taurus a base model. You're going to get one Ford or the other. Some people like Fabio may get multiple versions. Usually he gets the same one, though. It's always deluxe. But no, that's how it's calculated in, because that's just a lot of fluff and BS that way. It's 15 pre-orders altogether. That's how I calculate it here at 6scalecantina.com, but just FYI. And I always point that out as we're going through it. But, you know, and here's the other thing here, guys. Pulling this up on the screen. It's a lot of work. And I know you guys use 6scalecantina.com with the market value chart. You guys know I put in an enormous amount of hours to kind of calculate a lot of this stuff in here. And it's like I said, it's like anything else. It's a very valuable tool. That's why I always urge people, Joao, to bookmark 6scalecantina.com. If nothing else, it's certainly a lot of fun to be able to check out some of the things on there. And at the end of the day, you could get at least some information to kind of build some theories from. But it is an enormous amount of work that I put in there to try and
very
dissect.
valuable information, I would say. And it's,
thank you.
I believe it's a big amount of work, and I cannot imagine to do the marketplace, to check the prices on eBay, to check everything. It's amazing the work you do for all of us. That because I use your website almost weekly. I always need to go to check the market chart and so on. I like to be informed. Artist is doing God's works for us collectors. Exactly.
Yeah, I know. That's what I just read there.
He's
That's not what he
right.
said. Aries is doing God's work for U.S. collectors. And it's great, Joao, to actually hear from you, you know, all the way based in Asia, that a lot of the stuff that I'm showing in here is actually the same situation, especially with the OT that's going on over there. And it's also, so it's just very valuable tool, and I urge everybody to, you know, pay attention to the secondary market trends lane, because sometimes then you will realize, oh, wait a minute, if I spend you know, a week looking for a Luke Jedi Knight, you know, the original version, I could actually get it for a price that's retail, and if you follow it, you would know because it's on there. So it's valuable that way too.
Yeah. I mean, I look at it, you know, because I have your site bookmarked. I look at it every while. I haven't been as active in the secondary as much as I kind of when I first started collecting, because there's so much I have that's coming. Like I mentioned, since I'm like waiting on Anakin Lestat, Jango, Moff Gideon, all right now. So literally almost everything except for Luke Skywalker, Hoth Pilot. And I've had some people go, well, why aren't you waiting for the best one, which is that one? I'm like, well, I'm waiting for Mando Luke. That's going to be my Luke this year. Bespin Luke will probably be coming next year. I want to do a call out, though, also on your site there. If anybody has up the site right now and you haven't become one, as I recently myself became one, if you look towards the top of the page, you will see the Cantina Insider. You can join up on that, and I have seen watch some older videos. The Cantina Insider gets you access to other videos like unboxings and stuff that Aries does. And occasionally he will also have some other goodies tied in with that as well. If you are a big fan or something, that is something, you know, not required, obviously, but is something if you really enjoy the content and everything, and I know Aries would appreciate it, that might be worth looking into joining as well. It's not very expensive each month either. So that might be something to think about as well, because it also helps support the channel. You know,
Absolutely.
Helps also, you know, Aries with, you know, all the time we've been talking about time and effort he puts into a lot of this stuff too. And, you know, also, you know, when he does some time exclusive stuff, some of us, you know, you get to engage with other members of this absolutely awesome community. Anyway,
Exactly.
I just wanted to point that out real quickly. As I'm
You're too
saying
kind,
this as
Lane.
someone.
You're too kind, man. I
know.
appreciate
I'm
it,
saying.
though. I
I'm
really do.
saying. Obviously, as someone who just recently, I've been following Aries for a year, or a little bit, or roughly about there, a little bit longer now, and I decided to make the jump, and I myself, to be, you know, completely transparent, have recently become a insider, and I am very excited to see what else Aries is gonna do with that. And, you know, it's just another thing, gives you another, if you really enjoy engaging with Aries, it'll give you other manners which to, in whether stream or other videos or unboxings. And let me tell you, you can see, as you pointed out, one of the examples for the Grogu, Aries is very, in certain ways, entertaining to watch trying to unbox stuff. I mean, Aries is expert, far more expert than I am when I'm unboxing stuff. He never reminds me of all when I try and open one of these boxes, as like you watched me last Thursday unbox my classic suit Spider-Man, and boy, that, as I was like, and I was there pulling at the box and it wouldn't come out, and I was thinking, I hope like Aries isn't watching this or something right now, because I don't want him to know how much better he is at doing it than I am.
Listen, Lane, I'm the worst at these unboxings, but I
Aries,
appreciate.
If you think you're the worst, sir, I'm sorry to regret to tell you. I'm gonna have to much like Mace rising from the ashes to come back in his own Plus series. The Pancake Man is not rising, and you are. I have to kill that dream. You think you may be the like? I am the worst unboxer in the history of Hot Toys. I regret to inform you that I am 99% sure. I'm leaving 1% open for error, 1% error on the poll, that you are not. So I'm sorry, I have to kill both dreams.
Well, you need to check out Lane's Lane, do you like I must be missing it here. And Lane, thank you so much for all those kind words. I do
didn't mean to get us
that.
kind of. I know everybody, we got off here a little bit, but I know Aries. I wanted to make sure we pointed out that, because Aries, you have a lot of stuff on your channel page there. Sometimes it can get lost in the sea of colors. That's why I wanted to just make sure we pointed out also the insider, because that is very big and helpful to Aries, and it just gives you more opportunity to engage with, you know, the community, which obviously a lot of us watch or are involved with a lot of different streams, whether Breda or Fabio, or of course there's also Dante, the man of Hot Collectibles. I'm saying that correctly. I would just think of Dante for shorthand.
The Maestro,
all of these different creators, or Justin, or Jedi Patrol, and Geeking Out, or so many great creators and everything, content creators, that we're all one big community doing this, and we get to just have fun with each other. It's such a great thing to do.
Well, no, and I really appreciate that. With 70 in here, go ahead and smash that like button. Thank you so much, Lane. You're making me blush a little bit, but yeah, you know, even before, like if you ever heard my story, and maybe I'll go ahead and share it again, you know, in the future. You know, I started this website. You know, the website isn't free; it costs money. But I wasn't even going to have a channel. I just wanted to put up for the community a website like this. And then it was my wife talking to me, oh, you should go ahead and do a channel. Like, I don't want to, I'm too old. No one's going to watch me. Who the hell wants to watch, you know, me? I said, I want to put up this market chart because I'm so into these toys. I'm so into collecting it. It's what I do with collecting anyway. And bada boom, bada bing, bada bing, bada boom. One thing led to another. And it's like that. And no, I do put a lot of crazy stuff in there, the memberships. And I do only charge one price. It's just one little thing in there, and you go do it just to have some fun. But thank you, Lane. But Lane, you are doing unboxing, so do you finally have your own channel, baby?
No.
When you're going to do that? Sometime soon, right? Is it in your future?
The next Tuesday after Infinity. No.
So in other words, no.
Well, I'm actually part of. It's not my specific channel, but I am part of a channel that recently started. I've been regularly appearing on all of their streams so far. Hot Toys Hotline, who I've been also in, the person who started the channel, I've been engaging with, and I've been in a specific Discord for Star Wars collectors with them for a year and a half, almost 2 years now, since it got started almost. So I do that. I did my first unboxing on that thing. That was not the best that I've ever had. But honestly, Aries is a better unboxer. Go check out his example.
I'm not. I'm really not.
Even if you're, hey guys, even if you just want to go just to watch Aries struggle, because as we have always seen here, I'm going to steal a quote from as my dad always tells me he is a man who, when he's on here, is in complete and utter control at all times while he's doing this, like going over the market value chart. He's 60% of the time doing that as we're unboxing. Go watch. You can see a free example that he posted up, I think, a week or two ago of his unboxing the quarter scale Grogu. It's a quarter scale, right? Grogu was the one that unboxed?
Yes.
Yeah. Go watch that. Obviously, that might be a little bit easier than I think we need to throw at him. Like, I don't know, what would be a good one that would be a pain in the neck to unbox? Just we should all throw in and
Tyranid Imwe is coming very, very soon because I've got to do that one. I've got the Tyranid Deluxe. So that's going to be really, really interesting. Brand new, by the way.
Let's all throw in.
I got my DX07 just really recently. I did that unboxing.
Hey, everybody in chat.
Boba Fett coming.
Let's all throw it in, like, I don't know, see if we can get him like that Millennium Falcon, like cockpit from I forget who the maker is, and send that. And then Aries has to, Jezing, and Aries has to unbox that thing live. That would be the best ever, because I would probably, it would involve him trying to throw the box across the room at the end.
All right, enough. Let me brag this from OG fan when Star Wars was just Star Wars. Thank you for the $5 drop. I personally love being a member. Thank you so much. And on the other channels, that's awesome. I like showing support. Pre-order and dig all the custom emojis. Lade is legendary. Lade is legendary. Thank you so much, OG fan.
Now I'm blushing.
Yes, so that's why someday, Lade, is it possible that we'll get the Lane channel? You never know. But look, you got to subscribe to Big Breda. You've got to subscribe to Joao. I've got the link to Joao's channel in the video description below. You absolutely need to do that. You could also do it very easily. If it's too hard, just go into the search box of YouTube and put in Big Breda, and then it comes up. And I usually don't go into like what's going on people's channels anymore, Big Breda. They know to go ahead and subscribe to you. I think you got some cool stuff going on, but I'm going to give you an opportunity over here. I loved having you on, my friend.
Thank you for
what's going to go
me.
on? What's going on your channel coming up the next couple weeks?
I'm not so sure as well, because everything I have some new stuff for review, but the shipping here is delaying a lot. I'm receiving the things a bit slower than normal, but I think I'm going to review this week the classic Loki from So Toys that is releasing. It's releasing, I think, tomorrow. I should have it by after tomorrow, and the normal live streams. I'm scheduling the live streams for next week, and check which day I'm going to do it. I'm still not very sure which days I'm going to grab for next week because of work and so many stuff I have going around.
But if they subscribe to you, they will get notifications of when you're going to go live. Yeah. I think last week there was a guy called the Hot Toys Wizard the entire time.
I had Hot Toys Wizard in my show last week, and he left some spell on the stream because my computer is acting weird since that live stream.
Guys, you got to go to Big Breda's channel just to check it out. Apparently, the Hot Toys Wizard actually took over not only everybody's likeness but the show. And it even had 6scalecantina.com's intro. I don't know what the
exactly.
Yeah, you got to go check that out. I think that was from last Thursday, right, Big Breda?
Exactly, was Thursday evening.
Wow,
Thursday evening, exactly.
Well, listen, if you subscribe to Big Breda, you are 1,000% going to get notifications. So make sure you subscribe to him. Make sure you also subscribe here to 6scalecantina.com. Lane, it's always a pleasure. I think we're going to be in for a big ride, guys. Yep. This coming week. I will be live tomorrow, so go ahead and book it on. Aries and Fabio live tomorrow night, even though it's Memorial Day. Go ahead and book it down. We may go an hour or so earlier. We usually start at like 8:30. May decide to go at 7:30 or 7. Just subscribe to the channel, and you'll be notified. We will be live tomorrow night, Aries and Fabio. Any news that happens tonight, Fabio and I will address. We also may have some predictions for you over the next couple of days. Also, besides subscribing, if you bookmark 6scalecantina.com, you'll know what time it comes up. But if you follow me on Facebook and on Instagram, those social media, I have that in the links below too. You will get advised later tonight or tomorrow when that's going to go. But a lot of fun, guys. This is a lot of fun. Can't wait to have you both in there again. Remember, I'm going to end it like this. Yes, go ahead.
Sorry, I wanted to just promise quick shout out to everybody in the chat for last night because the stream got delayed and everything. Even 2 hours, we had people like 17 or 18 people still in there engaging, waiting to see if we were going to go. I wanted to do just a quick shout out to Single Songwriter because he was there the entire time, and to anybody who was here today who was there last night. It was so awesome to see people, how engaged people wanted to be involved in the 6 Scale Cantina community. Really appreciate it. I wanted to say I engaged with some of you guys there. It was so awesome to see everybody just, was really looking forward to it and everything. We got it today, but thank you for being there for that time. It was really awesome to see. Anyway, as Aries was going to lead off with, I will turn the floor back over real quick, but I just needed to do a call out to anybody who was here last night for that. You guys were so awesome there. Just, engaging with each other and stuff, everything. It was so great to see.
Well, Lane, thank you so much for bringing that up. Yes, the Dark Jedi had family situation last night that came up last minute. Everything is okay, and everything is fantastic actually now. But thank you so much for your patience. So glad to be able to bring this to you live today, and didn't even have the opportunity to just, cancel the banner. So I had everybody hanging out in there. But do apologize about that. But thank you, Lane, for doing that. And so glad we're able to do this today. And then you're going to get me live again tomorrow. So, again, thank you all so very much. But remember, I don't always buy coffee out. But when I do, I buy it from 6 Scale Cantina. Stay thirsty, my friends.
Have a good evening.
Thank you.